This is an Ebony Star Network broadcast sponsored by the E Nation. You know, I've been told that I hate black men. I never thought about it that way. Maybe I needed to look at it another way. I've been thinking about that for a second. Well, actually, more than a few seconds. I've been thinking about it for the last 2 days now. And I said to myself, you know what? They got a point. I do hate some black men. I guess I do. I guess we're going to clarify the type of black men that I hate, the type of brothers I hate. Because I don't hate all my brothers. Excuse me. Not all my brothers are no good, but some of them are. And I guess I'm going to clarify today the kind of black men I do hate. It's gangster talk. Let's get stoned, baby. Drop it.
You run around pissing on your fucking self. I was stoned.
Hey, this is stoner music, man.
Stoner. I'm stoned. I'm stoned. I'm stoned.
All right, all right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this late edition of Gangster Talk. A kind of impromptu Gangster Talk. Wasn't going to do nothing today, but I was thinking about something. You know, I've been accused of hating black men. I've never been accused of that in my whole life, so I didn't really know how to handle it. Maybe, like I said before, maybe if a black woman came to me and said it, it would have came off differently. But because a couple of black men said it to me, I didn't know how to take it. I'm like, what are you talking about? But I've been doing some thinking. Maybe they're right. And before we get into that, let me get a sound check. Y'all know what to do. One, if you can hear me. Shout out to Mika, Hassan Burton, and the rest of the E Nation that will be showing up today. Yo, man, we getting there slowly but surely, y'all. We getting to that 1,000 subscriber mark so we can get our community page up. And once we get our community page up, we're gonna include all of y'all who supported us. Only y'all gonna have access to our community boards, to where you can post certain things in there if you want. You know, um, promote your own channel if you got one. You know, yeah, that was Stoner, Mika. Yeah, we getting there, man. You know, we in we get to the 850 mark. We still got like another 150 to go, and we'll hit that 1,000 mark. Then we can get our super chat. We're going to get that monetization going. But anyway, because we got big plans for this channel. But anyway, let me get a sound check, y'all.
All right, I can hear you.
All right, good, good, good. All right, all right. So let's get this thing going. A lot of people don't like me, right? Because me and Dame, we are very, very talented, naturally talented black people. Dame got a personality that just grows on you. A lot of people said a lot of things about it that I didn't like. Because a lot of black people, man, don't have no kind of love for other black people. They just don't. So many black people are so pompous and so arrogant and so caught up in themselves and so narcissistic that it's disgusting and it's despicable and deplorable. You know, the things that they said about this lady really, really pissed me off. You know, Dame has a lovable personality. She grows on you. She's like my little sister. I love her to death. She's going to be riding with the Black Knight as long as I'm here. And I don't give a damn what nobody got to say. Understand? I'm so sick of black folks tearing out other black folks. I don't know what to do. When are we going to get to the point where we're trying to help each other? When are we going to get to the point where we're trying to uplift each other, trying to help each other extend something? There's always some trifling, juvenile shit backed up by hatred. It's like, when are we going to grow up as people? Everybody look at us like, man, like we're immature. And we don't know what to do with ourselves. But anyway, what's up, Rozzy? Rozzy, if you want, man, you can come on up, man, and we can talk about it. You can get on in. I wouldn't mind doing the show with you today. And shout out to Rozzy. Rozzy got his own channel, y'all, doing his little thing. You know, he had a couple of videos up there that I like. So, you know, shout out to Rozzy. Let's get his channel going. Rozzy, you can put the link to your channel in the chat too. All right. And Dang, drop the gangster link. Okay, we're gonna drop the gangster link early because I'm not just gonna sit up here and rant. I don't mind some interaction. I'm just gonna pretty much talk to y'all about something. And you know, y'all come on up and engage me if you want. Okay. So Dane, drop that gangster link. All right, and so let's get on with the show. I've been told that I hate black men. I don't mean to sound redundant, but let me get it started, correctly. If a black woman would have told me that, I probably would have received it differently. I probably would have thought about it differently. But because black men said it to me, it didn't register right. You know, it kind of made me standoffish and, you know, even more vicious and angry about it, that they would have the nerve to say something to me like that. But then I sat back and I thought about it for a couple of days, you know, and I said, wait a minute, Max, maybe you do hate black men. Obviously, not all black men, not all my brothers are messed up. But there's some brothers I realize now that I do hate. And we're going to start calling them out today. Let's start with the brothers, the black men who were in these factions. When you look at these factions like the Manosphere, the conscious community, the sissy bims, these are non-productive black men who could be using that space to help young black boys, help young black girls. They could be using that space to teach something constructive to our kids. Our kids don't know how to do anything. And the ones who do get cherry picked and whisked off to somewhere where white people control them and you never see them again. Even Asians are getting into that. Even the Asians are cherry picking our whiz kids. But most of our kids don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to build anything. They don't know how to put anything together. They don't know how to do nothing. They don't know how to build chairs. They don't know how to build tables. Nothing. And we don't teach our kids anything. And you figure the Manosphere with the numbers that they have over there, you know how much good they can do to a community if they decide to converge on a community with all of those numbers and get in that community and give that community some app right. Grab them kids off the street and say, hey, this is not the way you do it. This is the way you do it. As of today, all of the wrong things stop. And we're going to start learning how to do the right things going forward. You think that they would do something like that? You think that there would be enough brothers in there that would be honorable to do something like that? No, it's not. All they do is hate black women. So you got all of them brothers together in one place, hundreds of them. And all they doing is hating black women. What a waste. I mean, that's a tragedy. That's a living tragedy. You got hundreds of brothers, hundreds, can come together. We've been trying to get black people to come together for decades. And it just doesn't happen. But yet, in the face of negativity and self-destruction, you can get a whole bunch of black people to come together and show unity. And the sad part about it is they're showing unity and hatred of other black people. The Manosphere, they hate black women. Now, I don't want to hear nothing about, well, they don't. No. You don't sit here and launch campaign after campaign that's negative about your woman and sit up here after that and say that you don't hate it. That doesn't make any damn sense. Okay? And so I hate guys like that. Whatever category you want to put those type of black men in, I hate those black men. We're going to start... Nah, I'm beyond disappointed in some black men, bro. I hate some black men. Okay? Because to sit up here and say I'm disappointed is to condone what they're doing and give them a pass. Some people need to be excommunicated from our society because they are a detriment and they are a blight on our children. You don't play with cancer, you get rid of it. I'm not going to have a bleeding heart for men who care nothing for our children and our women. Why should I care about them? I'm not going to be the bigger person. I'm going to be the smaller person and get them the fuck up out of here. That's right. I'm not taking the high road. I'm taking the low road. I'm not being the bigger person and I'm not taking the high road. I had enough of being the bigger person and taking the high road with absolutely evil people who don't have no fucking regard for black life. You want to do that? You can do it. I had enough of it. I'm taking the low road and I'm going to be the smaller person. That's right. Now, whatever you want to call them, manosphere guys, manoqueers, whatever, put them in the category of black men I hate. All right, so now let's move on to the sissy bims, the SYSBM, a bunch of socially awkward, Barney Fife, ridiculously shy and weak, and I don't know how many things you can call these guys. And my thing is, they all swear that they're intellectuals. Don't come up here brag. I'm sick and tired of black people coming up here bragging about their intellect, but yet you don't have any accomplishments. You don't have any works to speak of. All you do is come up here and try to regurgitate shit and give people in catechisms. Where's your works? Since you're so intelligent, what is that brain doing for black people? Where are your works? You have anything that we can see that your intelligence has provided for black people? And so your sissy bims, they say that they want to go their own way. They're going their own way from black women. I ain't never heard of nothing like that before. Y'all gotta understand something. I'm 54 years old. I was born in 67. I come out of the late 60s. I grew up in the 70s and 80s. I don't know anything about some black men going their own way away from black women. I've never heard of that before. Okay. Who has come off mute?
Rosie's up.
Oh. Rozzy, what's going on, my brother?
What's going on? What's going on?
Going on, man. Been checking your channel out, bro.
Yeah, I made a couple videos, man. I'm gonna keep making more.
I like it too, man.
Yeah, I have made some videos. Thank you. I have made some videos on my phone. It took me a while to figure it out. So, yeah, I just turned my camera on and just started just saying what I feel. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, my brother.
Yeah. So
I'm over here, Claire.
So I mean, like, did you see, like, are you already subscribed to my channel? Like, how did you find the video? Because I got so many. How did you find it, Dan?
I've been subscribed to you since we met.
Oh, okay.
Back in the good old days where you could click on a person and go to their channel, and I subscribe to you. That's how I try to keep a hold of, people, that, I like. Mm-hmm.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I made a couple videos. Go ahead.
Yes, like I was saying, right? And when you got the sissy bills, they want to go their own way. I've never seen anything like that before. So you got black men who are getting together again in large numbers, people. All this trouble we have getting black people together to do something. Then you got hundreds of black dudes who get together like it's nothing, and they unify against other black people. What kind of logic is that? You got hundreds of dudes in your congregation. You're going to tell me you can't do nothing to help out these black kids? All these so-called men in this so-called organization can't do nothing to help our youth? It's hundreds of y'all. Y'all can't be unified in your efforts to help our youth? No. They want to sit there and talk about black women. They want to sit there and talk about letting the community burn. They want to sit there and talking about they're not responsible for the single baby mothers. They're not responsible for the Pookies and Ray Rays. They're going their own way. They want to set up shop in different races and support those communities. That's treacherous. That's traitorous right there. I heard one of these dudes say, because of the black women's attitude, black men are now investing in white communities. What are black men doing investing in white communities? See, this is the type of stuff I'm talking about. This is what makes me hate these guys. And I'm not taking the high road. I'm not being the bigger person. I'm taking the low road. I'm going to be the small person. I hate these dudes. I hate what they stand for. And again, as far as I'm concerned, they are a blight on black society. Like I said, you don't play with cancer, you get rid of it. So the SYSBM chalked them up in that category of black men that I hate. Now let's move on to the conscious community. Oh, don't worry about it, y'all. I'm saving the Hebrew Israelites for last. You know, y'all know I can't stand them at all. But anyway, let's get to the conscious community, right? You got Sarnetta, you got Brother Polite over there, you got Zion Lex, you got Brother Reggie, you got Brother Jabari, Lex Vortex, Solar Mind, Garfield. I mean, the names go on, Divine Prospect, Daniel Allah. I mean, it goes on and on and on over there. Okay? You got Judah over there, Israel over there. Okay? All those guys do. Now, there's hundreds of them guys too. Hundreds. Now, instead of doing something with those hundreds of men in the community, I don't give a fuck if you have a clothes drive. Do something. Rather than do anything at all in the community, hundreds of them can gather on Solomon's channel and argue and fight and debate with each other about the Bible and have no regard for what's going on in the community. You're talking about black men who are supposed to be responsible for leading our communities, right? And teaching our children. They don't care nothing about that. They're just sitting up there arguing and fighting and going back and forth and debating about bullshit over and over and over again. All they do is fight each other. And then Sarnetta, it's just one scam after another. He's Dominican. He don't really give a shit about black people. Brother Polite is Jamaican. He don't give a fuck about black people either. Everybody in the conscious community is anti-black. And there's not one pro-black person in the conscious community. Not one. All these factions that I just mentioned to you, they are all anti-black. The Manners Queers are anti-black. The Sissy Bims are anti-black. The conscious community is anti-black. And all they do is exploit black people, and they suck resources out of the black community. And they don't put nothing back in the black community. They couldn't give a damn if the black community shriveled up and died. They'll just move to another black community and do the same thing over and over again. They don't give a shit. And so this is why I hate guys in the conscious community. So you can throw them in there in a category of guys, black men that I hate. Now let's move on to the Hebrew Israelites. Brothers who sit out here and wear costumes, biblical costumes. It's 2021. And you dress like a nigga. First of all, it wasn't even no niggas dressed like that back in the days that they're talking about. It's 2021. You dress in a goddamn black ass toga, a fucking camel, one of them things that they wear over their head in the goddamn desert when they ride camels. Okay? Then you got metal kilts on, leotards, boots. You out there preaching the Bible, all this craziness coming out of the Bible, but yet you condone pedophilia in your ranks. You allow men to take advantage of young girls. And because you're the Hebrew Israelites, and you're supposed to have some kind of name in the black community, you get to come out and say, when a girl turns 12, she's ripe to be gang raped. And nobody says anything about that. Captain Tazariak didn't say anything about it. He's like one of the most famous Hebrew Israelites. He didn't say shit about it. Sinetta didn't say shit about it. Brother Polite didn't say nothing about it. They don't want their women to wear panties or undergarments. These guys are sexual deviants. A lot of them are rapists. And this faction allows them to hide that kind of super mental deficiency about themselves. As a matter of fact, it encourages that behavior. And so this is why I hate them. And they also hate black women. They don't like black women unless the black woman is a sex slave with no rights. These guys are insane. They want to be able to brutalize the black woman. They want her defenseless. They want her to have no rights. And they just want to be able to have sex with her and have her perform all kinds of disgusting and depraved sexual acts against their person without any consequence. That's what these guys are about. So if you're not that kind of black woman, you're the devil. I guess if you're that kind of black woman, you're an angel. But if you're not, you're the devil. And we're supposed to give them some kind of reprieve because they dressed up in biblical costumes in 2021. So you can chalk them up to the guys that I hate. Throw them in that category too. These are black men that I hate. And I hate them. I probably, out of all of them, I hate them the most. Because they do a lot of physical and sexually physical damage to black women. And they get away with it. Now, before I go on, let me get a sound check. I want to make sure I'm coming through.
All right. I hear you, Max.
All right, good. Now, let me move on to some more people, black men I hate. And I'm glad this came up because I never looked at it. It forced me to think about it. And I realized, yeah, I do hate some black men. Now, I hate the black man, the kind of black man that comes on my channel or other channels and won't listen to any kind of reason when it comes to the black woman. Everything is the black woman's fault, no matter what you try to explain to them, right? It's just a hatred, a level of hatred of black women that is unprecedented. Take case in point, that piece of shit Deacon Charles Anthony, who said he had a confrontation in here the other day with the classy Remy Norris. It was a minor infraction. He could have corrected it himself. But he couldn't get over that. He called her all kinds of B's, called her all out of name, cussed her out, cussed her mama out, all kinds of stuff, right? Wished harm on her and everything. Even though the woman came out and apologized and said that she misspoke, right? Couldn't handle it. Couldn't accept it. It's like he was broken, right? Like he just couldn't recover. One little small thing, and his whole house came tumbling down. What kind of weakness is that? It's embarrassing to be that mentally and emotionally weak as a man. Now I'm old school. I'm not built like these dudes. I come from the time, man, when you had to be tough, to where cats would lift you over your head and body slam you on the blacktop. And you had to get up from that and continue to fight. Can these dudes survive a body slam like that today? Absolutely not. I don't believe so. I don't believe most of these dudes can even take a real punch from a dude. Hell, I don't think they could take a punch from a female. These guys are so weak. And so, no matter what you say, no matter what reasonable argument that you bring to this type of black man, he won't acknowledge anything of reason when it comes to a black woman. Everything is negative. Everything is the black woman's fault. Every single thing. He is deaf when it comes to reason for the black woman. I hate this kind of black man. You can throw him in that category too. Okay. Now here's another kind of black man that I hate. The
Okay.
kind that not, huh?
Now go ahead.
Yeah. The kind that hates black women and the kind that won't acknowledge any mistakes or failures that black men have made.
Mm.
And what they do is they manipulate the failures of black men onto black women. So if they failed at something that then they should be held accountable, they turn around and they manipulate that towards black women. They pretty much pass the bag and don't want to accept any responsibility or don't want to be held accountable for not doing what they're supposed to do. So if you're a father of three and you walked out and you never paid child support, even though your woman tried to contact you several times and wanted you to be with your children, you ignored it. But now when shit comes to a head and you're in jail for child support, you want to manipulate that around to her. Well, she did this and she did that. I wouldn't be in jail because I wanted to see my kids. When all the truth was, you never wanted to see your kids. That's why you left. You didn't want your kids in the first place. You guys don't have enough integrity to be honest at all. You don't want to take stock in yourselves. You don't want to improve. You just want to be a degenerate. And your get out of jail free card is to manipulate everything towards the black woman. So I hate these kind of guys too. I hate these dudes. We had one on here yesterday, woke progressive. Even though we had a cordial conversation, it all kept culminating into him blaming black women, even in a nice way. He just kept manipulating everything around to black women. These guys exonerate black men, don't give black men any kind of fault about anything. And these are the kind of black men that I hate. So I guess I do hate black men. Not all black men. Not all my brothers are effed up. But the ones I just mentioned, the ones I just put in the category, yeah, I hate you. And the Hebrew Israelites, I hate you the most. Because you're the worst of them all. I still can't figure out why you guys haven't been busted for sex trafficking yet. With all of them perverts y'all have over there in your ranks. So with that being said, let me open up the panel. Like I said, it wasn't going to be a heavy rant tonight. It's more of just a conversation that people can join in on. I just wanted to put my cards on the table, and we'll take it from there. So we got on the panel, we got Rozzy with us, and we got Abina. Of course, we got the Lady Knight with us. Dame, Abina, Rozzy, come on in here, man. Anybody, jump on in here.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much an open discussion. Come at it any way you want to come at it.
Yep. Yeah, but let me kick it off then, man. Let me kick it off. Yeah, so listen, man. I've been on YouTube for a good minute. I've been on YouTube for a hot minute, so I done heard everything, right? I done heard every argument, every reply, I done heard everything. Now, I've heard the worst of the worst, and I heard the best of the best. There's nothing I didn't really hear. I've heard the most degenerate, genocidal, self-hating shit, and I done heard some of the most greatest quotes and most greatest commentary ever. You feel what I'm saying? I done heard everything, right? So these dudes don't surprise me because I done heard what they said 7 years ago. Like their talking points don't change. Like there's nothing that changes. Nothing changes. Okay, so they saying the same shit Tommy Sotomayor said, the same shit all these other niggas have said. Okay, now when it comes to these dudes, right? These dudes make me mad They piss me off. I believe that they're hypocrites. They don't practice what they preach, right? They like to tell black women you need to be this good person, but they're not good people. And I don't like that. I don't like when people like to tell people, I don't like when people try to hold people to a moral standard, but they don't even hold themselves to that same moral standard.
That's right.
Right? So, do I hate these dudes? No, but listen, I'm annoyed by these dudes. Like, to me, they're annoying. And the reason why I cannot hate these dudes, right? I can't hate black men is because I preach all the time that black people need to stop hating black people. Now, I don't co-sign none of that fuck shit that these niggas do. Trust and believe. This ain't no co-signing shit. I don't like these dudes. Trust me, I don't like these dudes. All they want to do is put the blame on black men. I'm sorry, black women, but when it's time to talk about black men, they act like you don't know what the hell you talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't like
Yeah.
these dudes. I think these dudes are really annoying. I think they need to go away. I think these dudes need to shut the fuck up about black women because at the end of the day, these niggas want to talk about submission. These niggas want to talk about how black men ain't cooperating. But like a black man once said, black manhood is hardly anywhere in sight. So what are black women supposed to do? If black manhood is almost, it's not non-existent, but it's not in abundance, right? So if black manhood is not in abundance, right? What are black women supposed to do, right? These motherfuckers want to talk about submission. Submit to what? A group of men that don't embrace manhood? That does not make sense to me. Okay, I'm all about black men embracing manhood. I have some growing to do myself, right? But I do know what a man supposed to do. I look at my faults and everything that I did throughout my life, all my fuck ups. Like I'll tell you why I fucked up in life. It ain't no me blaming nobody outside. I got an echo, bro. I got an echo. Who's,
Max, whatever's going on is coming from you.
yo, Max, you there, bro?
Jane, put me on mute real quick.
Okay, no problem.
So as I was saying though, man, um, if you take a if you talk with me, right, and you say, well, what did you go wrong in life? A lot of like if you ask these niggas, what did you go wrong in life when it comes to dealing with black women? These Negroes were not able to say. If you ask them, what did they what did they like? Tell me something about your failures in life. Period. Like, what did you go wrong along the way in life? They're not going to be able to tell you. Like their ego and their pride won't allow. They will not. Their pride and their ego will not allow themselves to be transparent about their failures in life. You hear me, think, Frankie? Um,
Yeah,
me.
I hear
Let me
you.
start. So let me start with myself. I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go too deep into my life, but me, I didn't take my diet too seriously. Me, I didn't take life too seriously. I didn't take my education too seriously, right? And
Mm-hmm.
right now I'm trying to play catch up. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have wasted a lot of time in my life, right? But
Yeah.
listen, I'm trying to get things together right now, though. I'm still young. You know, I made some mistakes. Yeah, I dropped out of high school. I shouldn't have done that. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but how many these black men do not want to be transparent about what they did wrong. They want somebody to submit to the black man, but a lot of black men are not even taking life seriously. But you want somebody to submit to you, right? You got to take yourself. Like I just ain't. I didn't take life seriously until I hit rock bottom. Now, really, got my head in the game. Trying to see things a different way. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, um, damn. Listen, man. Let me just say this, and I'm gonna go on mute, right? Because I don't really know what else to say after this.
Mm.
Right. So, listen. I love black women, man. Black women ain't perfect, but at the end of the day, I'm all about them, man. They ain't gotta be perfect, man. At the end of the day, they was with us when we was in Africa. They was with us when we was on the plantation. They was with us when we was in Jim Crow. They all we got. So once you turn on them, you basically turning on yourself because they are a reflection of you, and you are a reflection of them. So if you make them your enemy, right, you're making yourself your enemy. Okay, that is you. You don't value them. The value you place on them goes to show the value you place on yourself. That's all I'll say.
All right.
Well said, my brother Razi. Let me back that up. They knew us when we were in the womb too. I keep telling y'all the black woman knew you when you were in the womb. And let me explain something to you about how you feel about yourself. When you treat your women the way you do, when you treat them with disdain and disgust, then you're not much of a person yourself, and it shows. Like that piece of shit, Deacon Charles Anthony. That dude's a piece of shit. And he really, really hates black women. And it shows that he's a hateful, old ass buzzard that can't stand himself. I treat black women in the highest regard because I care about myself. I have a high view of myself. I didn't hate my mother. I love my mother. And so I know that the black woman is a reflection of me, and I'm a reflection of her. So how I treat her is how I feel about myself. I feel great about myself. I feel good about myself. That's why I treat her so well. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I have so much love for her. I want for her what I have for myself. And the whole thing about it is, and where me and my brother Razi differ, I'm not into this. Black people got to stop hating each other, right? Yeah, we got to do that too. But you see, I don't call everybody black. I don't recognize everybody as black. If you're doing anti-black things, then you're not black. If you're getting on here and you're trying to encourage young black boys to hate their black mothers, hate their black sisters, then you're not black. As far as I'm concerned, you've lost your black card. I just got finished looking at something, and I'm trying to track it down to where they caught some brothers talking to white Asians and white boys and white Latinos, telling them to kill 12-year-old and 13-year-old black girls. What kind of evil is that?
So why are you trying to save the community then? Because it's already fucked up. Why save it then?
Who is this?
Somebody call off the community.
Put him on mute. You don't come up here and just interrupt people, bro. Fuck wrong with these niggas, man. Anyway, so what kind of fucking evil shit is that? And so when I see stuff like this, I don't consider a person like that being black. That's not a black person to me. A black person would never do that. A black man would never go out here and solicit foreign men to hurt young black girls. That's not what a black man would ever do. That's no black brother of mine. A motherfucking piece of shit like that It's not a part of my black race. And I hate motherfuckers like that. Now, we were talking about black people not hating each other. We're talking about black people, not degenerates and pieces of shit like that who are anti-black. That's not who I'm including in black people. And I hear what Raji's saying. Black people still got to stop hating each other, fighting each other and stuff like that. But that's black people, though, not traitors, not anti-black people. I excuse motherfuckers like Deacon Charles Anthony and other motherfuckers like Sissy Bims. They're not black to me. They are all anti-black. So no, they don't get to be in that part of what my brother Raji was talking about. You understand what I'm saying?
And where that nigga
All
go at? No, go ahead. I'm done.
No. Go ahead, Raji.
No, I want. Oh yeah. I just wanted to know what the brother was about to say off the
Oh
community.
yeah. Come on, what's his name? On the community, whatever the fuck it is.
Off the community. Okay, you're unmuted off the community.
Now, wait a minute.
Sorry,
Put him
man.
back
I
up.
didn't mean
Put him
to
back on mute. Put him back on mute. Put him back on mute. Let me tell you something, brother. I'm not in the mood today. Now, if you want to come up here and have a conversation, we don't have a problem with you having a difference of opinion. Okay? Don't come up here on no funky shit.
No, I agree.
It ain't that
with
kind
you.
of
That's
party
what I'm
today.
saying. I apologize. I agree
right.
with you. Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just saying, I just want to sit here and ask you guys on this panel, and I'm not trying to be combative, but what's the solution? Because I'm going to be honest with you. Brothers are out here procreating with all these different races of women. Black women are basically left with the bottom of the barrel of black men for the most part because of that stupid shit. What I want to know is what really is the solution? Because in my personal opinion, this community is done. In the next 10 years, there's not going to be a black community. I really don't believe so. We're going to be absorbed.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
Raji. Go for it, Raji.
The solution is to get to the babies and to socialize them to work in the best interest of black people. We got to start with the little kids because we cannot try to convert grown ass adults to work in the best interest of their community. We got to go to the little children. So we got to like build institutions. You know what I'm saying? We got to start mentoring these little kids, man. Or we got to start getting to these. We got to round these little kids up, these little boys up, especially, and get in their minds and tell them, don't be for your community. Don't sell out. Love this black woman. We got to get to the babies. See, the one thing that we like to do as a community is we like to talk to these grown ass adults who are bitter, who are very jaded, who are very programmed to be against black people, and where the fuck did this nigga go? Who are very anti-black. You feel me? They already been socialized and programmed to think certain things. You feel what I'm saying? So we gotta get to the babies. That's the solution. The babies. We so busy talking to 30, 40-year-old Negroes who don't give a damn. See, the one thing I stopped trying to do is trying to convert Negroes who don't give a damn to give a damn about black people. If you don't give a damn about black people, I'm like, okay, all right. So listen, fuck, okay, you don't care about black people, all right, well then you could go on about your business, man. Because ain't no black man like me trying to be with no black woman or no black man that don't care about black people.
Right.
I'm not trying to be around that.
Right. And if you swirl it, man, as far as I'm concerned, you're a traitor. See, I'm pro-black, right? What's getting lost here is that pro-blacks are getting a bad name because you got a lot of phony ass pro-black people out there. Okay? Like, look, pro-black people, real pro-black people, don't have a pro-black movement. We don't have no movement out there. We just go about our business every day, and we are 100% loyal to our race, and we are viciously loyal to our women and children and overly protective of them. We are about all things black. We don't swirl. We don't believe in swirling. And we do not entertain those who do swirl. We believe that the black woman is the only woman for a black man. That's straight up hardcore pro-black. Now, a lot of these niggas out here, huh?
No, I was gonna ask off the community something. I ain't mean to
So what's
interrupt you. I
up?
ain't. So, are you black first? Like, are you for the community?
You know something? Look, man.
It's a yes or no,
I
Muggy.
know this is a cop out.
Hold up, though.
This may be a cop out. I say 50-50, man. I'm 50-50 on it.
That's a
I mean,
cop out. That's a cop out.
hold on. I'm sorry. Are you saying am I for a black community or against the black community? I'm sorry.
No, what I was asking, are you for black empowerment? Are you for that?
Oh yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely up for black
Okay. All
empowerment.
right.
I just the only thing is what makes me different between and I don't like just making assumptions. I'm just going off of what I've heard you guys talk about. But when it comes to you and Black Knight, where I differ at is I feel we've missed our mark. That's the only thing. I believe we can hope for a strong family black unit. We can hope for a strong black community, but I think it's over. I think if you
Okay.
want a
So
black
let me.
community, I think you need to lead a country and go to Africa somewhere, go on an island somewhere and build it there. Because I don't believe it's going to be possible on a grand scale here in the United States. Brothers are too. Look, I'm gonna put it to you like this: brothers are too fucked up. I'll admit that. Sisters are talking about divesting, and I do see more sisters divesting. I just think it's over, man. We're gonna have a bunch of Bruno Marses and a bunch of Felipe Castro's mulattoes running around here. There's not gonna be a black community, and those biracials are about to jump the fence in the next 5 to 10 years. They're gonna start saying they're biracial. They're not gonna say that they're black. So this black community, unless we get our shit together in 10 years, it's over. It's over. It's done.
Okay. Let me say something to that though. Right. Okay. Now let me just acknowledge this. Right. I will acknowledge that it's getting worse. Right. Things are getting worse. This generation is the worst generation of African Americans in America. You feel what I'm saying? This generation of Black Americans are the worst. They're more self-hating. They're more anti-Black of today, right? They're so white. They're so the Black people of today. All they want to do is assimilate and integrate. They're more, you know, like it's like we just want to integrate further and further and further into the dominant society.
We
That's
want to
all it
dissolve
seems
our blackness, basically. Dissolve our
like.
blackness.
Yeah, we just want to dissolve. We want to fade away, basically. We want to fade away. Now, listen, I feel like it, and let me just tell you this. I feel like we have to stop saying, as Black men, it's over. We have to stop saying that.
I
I'm just
agree.
thinking. We have, but
Razi,
listen,
I agree with you. I'm just saying, I'm sorry. Razi, I agree with you. I'm not saying that you're not going to have, I'm not saying it's impossible to have individual pockets of black greatness. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, as a whole, I'm talking about as a black community as a whole, from 42 million to 50 million people, depending upon what statistics you go off of, I feel it's over. I really do.
but let me just
I
say
don't
that.
believe as a group, yeah,
But let
yeah,
me
go
just
ahead.
say that. But let me just say this. That's a problem by saying it's going to be over. See, we always talking about we need change, right? But that's part of the problem right there by saying, you know what? It's over. The situation is just so bad that it's over, right? And let me tell
That
you
has
something.
nothing
Let
to
me
do
tell
with
you,
me or you. That has nothing to do with me, you, Miss Frankie,
I
Abina,
know
or
what you
Black
listen.
Knight.
I know what you're talking about, though. I mean, listen, you're looking at the condition that we're in, right? You're looking at our condition and you're saying it's over, right? That we're not going to get it together on the collective level, right?
Yeah,
Right. So I'm saying that mentality right there, we have to get out of that mentality. We have to get out of that mentality and saying it's over because collectively we're not doing great. We have to believe that that it can be better, man. We have to and this we have to believe that, man. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Black people worldwide was not always in this situation that we're in today. We was not always in this situation, right? And I don't believe that we're always going to be in this situation. I don't believe that we're always going to be at the bottom economically and socially. So we have to have more faith in our people that we will eventually get it together. We have to stop saying it is over. We're not going to always be in this same situation for the rest of humanity. Things go in cycles. Okay, we're fucked up right now. Things are bad. But we got to stop thinking it's always going to be like this. You think white people are going to always be in this situation that they're in right now? I don't think so. I don't think white people are always going to be in a dominant position for the rest of humanity. We have to stop thinking that we're always going to be in this situation. Stop thinking that. Just because shit is bad right now, we don't know how shit is going to be 1,000 years from now. Shit, we could have like people always talking about Wakanda and shit. We might have 1,000,000 of those motherfuckers across the planet. We don't know that, but we got to stop. We got to stop. And I know that's some fictional character shit, but listen, I'm trying to say that we got to stop thinking that we're always going to be in a subjugated position. Things will get better. We got to stop thinking that shit is always going to be bad. It's not, man.
Okay,
That's all I got.
Rising. I'm gonna just sit here and say this. Now, I don't know who you guys interact with in real life. That's not my. I mean, that's not my judgment or anything. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I'm out here on the concrete. I talk to black people every day, black men and black women, whether it's here in the diaspora or whether it's in Africa. And what I'm going to tell you is that the vast majority of black people that I come in contact do not give a shit. When you start talking to black men or black women about, hey, building a community, building businesses, the family structure, all this and that, single motherhood, whatnot, they look at you and be like, I don't give a shit. I'm worried about my life. I'm worried about going to work, paying my bills, and hoping me and my family is straight. Same thing with the Africans. When you start talking to an African about, hey man, what do you think about the development of the continent? What do you think about the investment in Chinese? They do not give a shit. The majority of these people are trying to leave the hood and call it quits. A lot of them don't. They want the community to go away. They will never come out and say that black men and black women, they don't want to be a part of this community. They don't want to be a part of a black community anymore. I'm telling you what the black people I talk to. So it has nothing to do with what you want or what I want, because I'm 100% agreement with you. I'm agreement with you. This defeatist mindset has to go. But just being down here, boots on the ground, most black people do not give a shit. I'm telling you, they don't.
No, but listen. I agree with you on that. I know that most black people don't give a shit. Um, at the same time, I'm saying I think eventually that would change. You might not see it, but eventually I think black people would change that mentality. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'll give us 10, 20 years max. I mean, like I said, I don't know how we could sit here and have a black community when you have so many black men out here. I mean, out here dating out. I'm not saying I'm promoting it. I'm not promoting interracial dating. I'm not. I'm just saying what they said
You
20%
don't
of
date
black.
out, do you? You don't
Huh?
date out, do you? You
No,
don't date
I'm
out, do you?
single, man, with no kids. I'm single with no kids. No.
But
I
but
yeah.
but let me ask you this: would you date out?
I mean, the closest I would do is maybe a Dominican, Puerto Rican, Afro Latina or something like that. But
That's a black person, yo.
I mean, no, if you're talking about dating a white chick or nah, I don't think I would do.
No,
It'd have to be a
when I say dating out, I'm talking about dating non-black. So it could be a white chick, Asian chick, like you feel me?
nah, I'm not that I'm not attracted to them. I'm not attracted to them. No.
So are you loyal? Like, are you loyal to black women? Like, do you just want a black woman? That's what I'm asking you.
I mean,
I'm talking about. Hey, hold up.
I'm gonna put it to you
Let me
like this.
hold.
My
Let
preference is black
me
women.
clarify. Hold up. I gotta go further on what I mean by that. I'm talking about, you feel me? Relationships, sex, right? Or you just, especially when it comes to relationships, right? In marriage, would you only just be with the black woman?
I would say honestly, overall, yes, I would because I believe in sharing my wealth with one because they deserve it. Now, I don't know. Now, tomorrow, if I don't know. To be honest with you, Rozzy, if if an Asian chick came into my life or a white chick and knocked me off my ass, I don't know how I'd react to it, but I'm pretty sure I'll end up with a black woman. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that I will.
But let me ask you this. But let me ask you this. When you say if a white chick come and knock you up off your ass, I mean, if you don't give a white chick the time of day, how can she knock you up off your ass?
I mean, because I look at life like this, and I know exactly where you're going. I look at life like this. You never know who you may come across that you fall in love with. And like I said, I'm not no promoter of interracial dating. I'm with you. I do believe in black marriage, black children, having black kids, black. I believe in all that. But I live in the real world where you can fall in love with somebody who doesn't look like you.
Yeah,
Not
true.
saying that's gonna happen to me now. I'm just saying who knows. But I'm pretty sure I'll be with a black woman when I do decide to get married. I'm pretty sure I will be.
Now, I believe you will, and I believe you will get a black woman. But when you say you cannot help who you fall in love with, that's a complete lie. You can help who you fall in love with.
I mean, I don't necessarily. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree. If you come
But
across some,
okay, but let me. Okay, I ain't mean to cut you off because I don't like cutting people off.
yeah,
Because, but let me tell you what I mean. Like if you don't like, okay, because like me, like I would never fall in love with a white woman, right? Like I'm not like you would have to put yourself in a position to fall in love with one. Like if you don't put yourself in a position, you
okay,
can't
I
fall
get
in
where you're
love.
going.
You yeah, that's what I meant. You feel me?
Okay, yeah, I get where you're going with that. Okay, yeah, I get where you're going with that. But yeah, back to what I was stating. Overall, I mean, I would say that I'm a lot more pessimistic because, like you sat here and said, it's a lot worse now than it was 20, 30 years ago. Hell, it's a lot worse now than it was in the damn 2000s. So,
Right, right.
I, I've become a lot more pessimistic, but I'll give us 10 to 20 more years in America. I'll give us 10, 20 more years because I just have that feeling that you're gonna start seeing instead of it being 20% of black men dating out. If we do the next census by the end of 2030, it's going to be 45, 50%. And I'm not saying that's because there's anything wrong with these sisters. I'm not saying that. I don't blame black women for that. But what I will say, who I would just say that a lot of black men, it's sad for me to say this, that self-hate and that want to be a part of the dominant society makes them want to do that.
And you
So
know
I
what's
just
crazy? It's crazy because I'm glad that you're talking like this because a lot of black men are not willing to admit just that it's a lot of self hate, and that's why they're dating out. But
have
let
you
me
heard
tell
of the
you this.
dual conscious? Have you read into the Boyce's dual conscious concept?
I've heard of it, but no, I didn't read into it. So
Well,
let me.
even he sits there and says that we preach this pro-blackness. We love hip hop culture. We love all this stuff that is associated with black culture. But deep down inside, subconsciously, we do wish that we were a part of the dominant society, and we do wish that we looked like them. So when you talk, I've heard brothers sit here and admit this. See, a lot of black women, I think a lot of black women get it confused. No disrespect towards them. Black women are under the impression that black men date and marry out because they hate black women. That's not necessarily the case. And these are brothers who have admitted this to me. They date out because they want their children to not look like them. They want their children to have an advantage that they didn't have. And outside of being white, who has an advantage over a black person? A light-skinned biracial. Brothers have told me this. Literally. I don't know. I hear all this stuff in this swirling community, this divestment community, all this anti-black male community sitting here saying, "Oh, black men get with white women or other races of women because they hate them." No, they do it because they hate themselves. I've heard black men say this, literally. I'm done. Somebody want to say something?
Okay, so somebody in the chat is like, you came in kind of hostile, and you saying black
I
men.
apologize.
Um,
I apologize if
yeah.
I did. I'm sorry.
Black men are dating out, and black women be left with the bottom of the barrel. Black men.
No, I'm sorry. I don't. Okay. What I mean by this, this is just based off perception. I'm sorry, and I hope I didn't offend anybody. Based off perception, and I think there's actually been some studies done about this. I could be wrong. I'm sorry, but yeah, most of the so-called high-value black men, whatever they calling these dudes now, yes, the majority of them are just dating out. They're not really dating black women. So based off that logic alone, a lot of black women are just not going to be left with too many financially or socially successful black men. I'm sorry, that's based off of the research I've done, and that's based off the perception of my own personal perception. Like all my friends who are college educated, have skilled trades, who own businesses or who have high positions in their company, they're not married to any black women. They're either married to a Hispanic chick or a white woman. And once again, I want to be careful. I want to preference this. I'm not blaming black women for that. I don't believe it has anything to do with attitudes. I don't think it has anything to do with single mother or being overweight. These brothers just do not want to be associated with blackness. They don't. They've
Okay.
told me this personally.
Okay. Hold on. Okay, Abana, are you listening to this? Abby, I want to hear your take on this.
Hey, hold on. I'll be right back, you guys. I'm gonna drop off for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, Remy Norton. Yo, can you come up, sis? Remy
Yeah,
Norton.
she said she's a little drained. But my theory is those that run off into these other communities, I believe they are the bottom of the barrel black males. They hate themselves, they hate the black community, or they have a disdain for the black community and stuff like that. So they are the bottom of the barrel males. And they taking all this hatred over there, you know. But yet they still creating single bear mothers in these other communities, and it's showing, and they starting to see that these men come running to their community, and it's all about their community, you know, don't have any love for themselves or anyone. If they can't love themselves, there's no love for them to give to another person, black or otherwise. So my thing is, I personally believe that these men that go run into these other communities and try to be part of these other communities, these non-black communities, are the bottom of the barrel men.
Right. I wondered if I could have it like any of those ice creams.
Hmm?
Hey, Razi.
Oh, hey, Abana.
Can't get
Uh,
two diets. Okay. Like two, like I'm sorry, one chocolate. Huh? That's what I said.
I'm gonna mute you,
Okay,
brother. You're
okay.
obviously
Five
talking to
vanilla.
somebody else. Okay. All right, Abana. Were you
Hey,
able to do anything, or did your network go out?
my network go out too.
Oh, okay. I wanted your take on this. Hey, Mika. You
Hey,
couldn't
can you hear
take
me?
it anymore. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because I'm outside. So,
Okay, couldn't take it anymore. Had to say something.
yes. Because you know what? I mean, he was honest and everything, right? And I'm just so sick of hearing that same crap. And it's like, do you realize what you're saying is self hate? They want kids that don't look like them? What?
Mm-hmm.
Mika.
Hey, what's up? It's
Mika.
like who wants kids that don't look like them? That's sick to me. It's
Mm-hmm.
sick. Like for real. I'm
Love,
sorry guys, because I'm walking by the street
Okay,
right now, but
okay.
Okay, and
love one.
Mika,
Mika, love one.
okay,
Mika.
okay.
wait,
I don't
pause it,
know.
pause it, pause it. I think
Okay,
Abner
okay.
wants to talk to Mika.
Yeah, I know the reason why I don't hear everything that they were saying, but then can you tell me what actually they were saying, because what Mika is saying is true. People, men been saying the children that didn't look like them. How come will you give birth to the children that didn't look like you?
Yeah.
Sometimes it will not look like you, but it will look like the woman, because the woman blood is stronger than your own.
Right.
Mhm. Right.
Right. And plus, what they have to remember too is that a lot of us already have some European blood. So I don't think they realize that the way these new biracials coming out looking white, they're not black, period.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that we already have some, European DNA. So we just create it all for us. That's how I look at it. And that's how I teach my kids about interracial dating. But my kids are not with it. I
Hmm.
mean, we're just not with it. But you know what? It's crazy because I have family members, that have I have biracial nieces and nephews. But it's
Hmm.
crazy because it's like the parents, like they love my kids. Like they think my kids are like so beautiful because they're like, oh my God, your son looks like me when I was little. Your daughters look like me. And it's like, well, if you would have made a baby with somebody black, your own kid would look like you. I
Hmm.
mean, just like I
Exactly.
did. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's crazy. It's like they're like my family are like they're obsessed with my kids though. My kids are black, full black. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But it's just crazy because like I have a sister and a brother that have biracial kids. But my brother only has one kid, but he's divorced now. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. It's just I don't know. I don't know.
You, yeah, you see, one thing that they have to understand themselves is that, see, wherever you were a man, you have to make sure that you're not going to get it 100% for the children to look like you. That's
Hmm.
why you are with the woman, because definitely the part of the children half will look like the woman. Even sometimes the two of you, none of them will look like you. They can
Hmm.
look like the family, one of the family, or one of the someone who have been in the family who have passed away. They will
Yeah,
not look like you. Even you, the father or the mother, they will look
hmm,
like your grandfather, your great
that's
great
true
great
too.
grandfather.
That is
You
true.
see, as a
Hmm.
man, you have to understand, because you see the reason why these men are complaining, they are weak enough, and they cannot. You see, they have seen that whatever they've been putting on the women, we are not. We
Hmm.
are not. So now they have nothing to say about women again.
Yep. But you know what? I will say that I can tell the difference just from people that I know. When the mother is black versus a white mom, there is a difference.
Hmm.
I have a nephew that looks white. I mean, he is white passing. That's
Hmm.
my sister's son, but he claims black. You get what I'm saying? Like he's not self-hating. I mean, like don't call him white or he will be offended. I actually have
Hmm.
two nephews that's like that, and they'll be offended if you call him white. And one of them looks like he's white. But my brother's son, I wouldn't say he's self-hating or anything, but I mean he has the white mom. You know what I mean? Like I've never
Hmm.
heard. He's a little boy. He's a little boy, but I've never really heard him, say one or the other. But we don't live in the same area.
Oh yeah.
But my sister's sons, they would get offended if you called them white. And one of
Mhm.
them looks white, but my sister is very light.
Yeah. But I also
Yeah,
think it depends on the community. Okay, like I
yeah,
have
that does
a
too.
church member. Okay, both of her grandkids from her son, they with white women, but the ones she's closest to, they boys, and she have them at all times because they are obviously little black boys, and she don't think the mom has the right mindset, so she takes them in hand. They part of our black community, they part of our church and everything. They'll say they're black even though their mom is white. We forget that. We forget about his mom. We associate, his their grandparents, her as the parent guardian, and she's into the everything, the education, the schooling, the church going. She's instilling them. Her and her husband are instilling in them their blackness because her son
Right.
don't think about that, and their mom is white, and she don't have the right mentality to understand the black community and what they going through.
Right.
Because she sees when her son is trying to explain things to her about what he goes through or how he has to maneuver or move, and she don't get it. So she took them at hand. So they're black, you know, because she involved herself. She makes sure they understand, and she makes sure they understand who they are. Now, when that becomes involved, even when the mom is white, they can become black. But if the father's hands off, the mother don't have no kind of understanding, and and no outside, like the grandparents take a hand in this, that's where the little confusion can go on. Obviously, your sister took a hand in him and making him understand who he is and that he's black. He's not white. He's not going to be considered white in the white community. So he is aware. But I think with the other side, that's why there's that little ambivalent, and you don't think he has an awareness or of who he is. Like
Man,
saying,
let me tell you
Right.
something, bro.
And he's not raised around us either. Well, actually, none of them
oh,
are. We're all like all over the globe,
uh-huh,
honestly. Yeah,
yeah.
because the one that's
Mhm.
white passing, I mean, he grew up in Alaska, so it's not even like he grew up around people that's like him. It's just that's just the way he was raised. You know what I mean?
Yeah, uh-huh. I think there,
Hmm.
and I think that's what happened to centuries of black women having to give birth to because they've been raped and stuff like that, and because they're being told they're black and they've been pulled into the community of blackness and they raised around blackness, they know they're black. But that's the thing with this new generation where there's white moms raising black kids and they have no kind of understanding and stuff like that, or they don't get it and they can't get it because they don't go through this, they don't understand.
And some don't want to get it.
And if the black community or some part of don't get involved, like the grandparents or whatever, these
Right.
kids don't know who they are.
But I will
Mm,
say I see it more with the newer ones because the ones I grew up with, even though they have black dads and they did live with their white mother, they
Mhm.
weren't like the ones I see nowadays. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They still claim black. They would just be
Mhm.
like, I'm black and nothing else. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, because I think okay, some of those 90 babies and 2000 babies, those are the ones that because I'm gonna go with like late 90s babies. They believe that is weird to me. That racism over with. White people ain't racist like that anymore. It's just that old generation that racist, not the younger group. And they are all that inclusivity and
Now
stuff
it's a
like
lot of black people that think that too now. Now that's
yeah,
a pet
that's
peeve
what
of
I'm
mine.
talking about. That's what
Oh,
I'm
okay,
talking
okay,
about.
yeah, because I
It's
can't
the
stand them. Oh my gosh, I can't.
yeah.
I can't be
Some
around
of
people
them,
like that.
they keep on going. There's others they have to get out in the world and they be in it, and then they got
I think
they see
I
it
think they
and got
listen,
it.
man. Listen,
Hmm.
I ain't mean to cut you off, man. But
Oh, that's okay.
But when Negroes talk about there is no racism, I think they like, I think they be lying. Like I think
Yeah,
they
they lying,
do.
Rosie. You know they
I think
lying.
I think they do know. I think they do know it's racism, but they're like too afraid to confront it. Like,
They're choosing to stay in the bubble. They choose
yeah,
to
yeah,
stay in
yeah,
their little
Ah,
bubble.
yeah. Because I like, if you on social media a lot, like I hear racist incidents happen every day. Like how the hell they not seeing that? They on social media. We all on social media, but racism is in the past and it's not like it's not rampant. Well, I mean, are you on? I mean, I'm on social media all the time, man. And let me just say this. Let me just say this. I don't know how Negroes could date within a dominant society, knowing the history of this country, right? So
And present treatment. history,
Exactly.
and present.
I don't understand. I
Mm-hmm.
don't understand, man. Like you would have to you would have to have a certain type of mind frame. You would have a certain type of mindset in order to date within that community. You have to ignore who you are and your uniqueness and your community and your blackness in order to continue to date within the white community. You have to do that. Because when the last time you heard of white people accept people who are black first? You name it, right?
Wait,
So
wait,
Yeah.
repeat that
so
question again. I think I missed it.
okay, y'all understand it? Okay, so
No, no, no.
let me run
No,
it
just
back. I
okay.
said, okay, so let me run it back. When you date within the white community, right, you
Mm-hmm.
have to ignore a lot of things, right? You have to wash away your blackness, right? You have to do that because you can't be black first and date within that community. It's not going to work.
Right. Right. And I think it's more that way when it comes to the men, because from what
Yes,
I see, they seem to more than the women now. From what I see, the men definitely kind of give up more. You know what I mean?
right, right,
Uh,
right. But you know the woman too, though. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, some
if
now,
you
now some do. Now some of them. Oh gosh, what's that? That steel lady, whatever her name is.
twist in
She doesn't
comparison,
even look. No, what's her name? Is the last name is Steele. I can't think of her first name.
oh,
But
Page Steel.
yes, 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 yes. You know what I mean? But I don't know any sisters like that. But I know there's some out there that's like that. You know
She's
what I mean?
biracial though.
But
She's biracial
I
though.
know, I know, I know.
She ain't no sister.
That's true. That's true. You're right. You're
She
right.
ain't
You're right.
cute. She
She could
ain't
pass
pretty.
though. She could pass as one. She could pass as one. You don't even see biracials like that no more, looking like they can just be black. These are ones coming
Yeah,
out
that's
nowadays, boy. Ooh.
all these biracials looking like Drake and shit.
Yes, or lighter.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think it's crazy because when you were asking that guy, you were just like, "No, but do you want a sister?" Basically, if you got to go all the way around the mulberry bush, look, once they start going here, there, you already know the answer.
yeah.
You already know because I feel like if somebody was to ask you that, Rosie, you are gonna straight be like, "No, I only
Hell
want a
yeah.
sister." You understand what
Hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, but you never really hear that when you ask the men. They'd be like, "Well, I mean, I don't mind. I mean, why you gotta do all that? Yes or no?
Yes or no? It's a yes or no question.
Yes.
If I gotta pull teeth with you, then most likely you're not.
Especially when you
Running,
got to get to the Hispanic and all that. That's why you know what? That's why I was like non-Hispanic black. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Don't throw us all in together. It's not. And I grew up with a whole bunch of Latinas and Hispanics. It's not the same. So I think they feel like sometimes if they say Hispanic, it make them feel like, well, at least I ain't say white. You know what I mean?
right?
And that's not even a race. So you still wrong.
Hey yo,
Right.
Remy Norrison, sweetheart, you
I
listening?
am here.
What you think about this whole swirling thing, sweetheart? What you think on it?
I mean, I think that people are going to swirl because they want to. It's not something that any of us can do about it. Um, I mean, when I see people, with others, I really don't. I just look and it's just like, oh, okay, whatever. That's what they chose. So it is what it is. But, like I say, it's just a response to how the last person, what's his name off the community, how he came on the panel, like it seemed very hostile.
Probably because of the title. He was probably in his feelings because of the title anyway.
mhm.
So
I mean, I
Now
understand. I
listen,
understand that. It's just that the statement that he
dang,
there
I
was a
missed
lot of
it. I
emotion
missed it.
behind it. Right, the statement of well, black men are going to start dating out and black women will be left with bottom of the
Mm,
barrel black men. That was a
mm,
very emotional statement. It wasn't a statement
yeah.
like, okay, I'm speaking facts, but it was like a heavy emotion behind it, and y'all didn't catch it because, I think him and Razi or him and Max was talking at the same time.
Okay.
But that's what
When I
immediately
came in,
bothered.
Rozzy was
That's
talking
what
to him.
triggered me. Right.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's what
I didn't even hear
that was
that.
a trigger because it was like, okay, so I mean, I'm not saying that a lot of things that he said was not wrong. That's not what it is, but it's just that, like y'all was talking about, his mindset. His mindset is on. He is open to dating out if he did have a chance and opportunity. My thing is
Like it's
this though.
hard though. Like it's not hard to do, and that's what gets me
Yeah.
too when they act like it's just like you got to be a certain level. No, you don't. These broke. It's look. These broke men out here. Look, it ain't just about the ones that had the money either. Like at all.
Right. Because you
It's
can be very resourceful in many other ways besides you having money.
Man, let me just say this, man. Black women need black manhood to come back. Black women need black men to be men.
Right,
I, yes, that is
right.
fact. Fuck the
Because it has
code.
been
I definitely agree with
because it
that.
has been a long time that black women being seen black men behaving like a female. Yeah, because black men doesn't stand like a strong man, and that is what black women are looking for from the black men. Black women want the man to stand as a man, not a female.
I'm telling you, man. Once black men get it together, man, this planet is ours, man. I don't care what nobody say. Once we get it together, it's over. I'm telling you, it's over. I know people don't understand it because the black man been down for so long, and people don't understand our greatness. But I believe if we get it together, this shit is it's going to be a takeover by us, man. Some people don't understand it. Some people have been indoctrinated by white supremacies for so long, where they think white folks are the gods of the earth. But yo, it ain't nothing like the original man of the planet. It ain't nothing like the highly melanated man of the planet. The man that look like me. It ain't nothing like us. I know a lot of people don't like to hear that. I know a lot of people don't. I'm telling you, a lot of people don't even like to hear positive things about black women. But I believe if black men start being men and start fighting for themselves, their women and children, this planet will look completely different. Just
I
imagine
think
if
so too.
black men took um took control of the resources over there on the continent of Africa. Just imagine, just imagine if black men did that, took control of the resources. I'm talking about black men over there on the continent. Just took control of the resources over there, and just because there's non-black people are benefiting more from those resources than the black African, if my memory serves me correctly. So just imagine if we just get it together. Black men in America just get it together. I'm telling you, I keep trying to tell people, man, this black man has so much potential, man. These brothers, I'm telling you, people don't understand, man. We got so much potential, man. I'm telling you, I wish people could see what I see, man. I wish
Right.
people could see
Well,
what
I
I
see
see.
that. I mean, I have a son. I definitely see that. I really do.
I see it too personally.
But
So
uh, they wasting the potential, man. That's the.
and right, and how long are we going to believe in potential? This is what people be telling us, that stop believing in potential and believe who people really are. We're at that point right now.
I mean,
I
I'm
Yep.
not.
think
Yeah,
I think we
you
Yep.
should.
believed in I
You
think we
you
believe
should.
in the potential for decades already. I think we already been there. And now we're getting to a stage where now we're going to start to accept what's in front of us, right? So
Right.
that is where we're at right now.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're supposed to accept what's in front of you. I accept what's in front of in front of my face. The black man is weak right now. Me, I accept it. We weak right now. But even though that is, we could be much. I know that deep down inside that we way much better than what we are right now. You know what I mean? I don't believe that this is just all we can be. I don't believe that this is all we can be. We could be way much more than this. Okay, you feel me? Like
Right, and that's the problem though. It's like I can see that. I'm like, some of these brothers, I'll be like, you could be doing so much better. You know what I
uh,
mean? I don't
I
know.
don't know. As a black man, growing up in this society, where all I hear is negativity about black women and negativity about black men and people downplaying our importance and our greatness. I think black people just like, what? I give up. We just ain't nothing. Like this is the attitude I get from black people. I get the self-defeated, what, we are naturally inferior type of mentality from black people. That's
See,
the
I
type
get
of
that feeling now. I get
I
that
get.
feeling now. But coming up, I didn't like. I really thought that we were stronger than what we actually are. Literally until a few years ago. Like I'm like, we cannot be this defeated as a people because people around me are not that defeated. So it's like,
I can't vibe with this shit, man. I
oh
just
my god.
can't. What happened? I just can't vibe with this shit, man. I'm too. I'm. I put black people on a high pedestal, man. I put black people on the high. I know people are not used to hearing that. I know people are not used to hearing people put black people on a high pedestal, but I put black people on a high pedestal, even though we're in a bad situation right now. I still put us in a high pedestal. I still hold us in high regard, man. And black people have been told we ain't nothing for so long is that when they hear black men like me put us in high regard, put the black men in high regard, they like, man, just be quiet. Black people ain't nothing. Look at it. We ain't shit. We ain't nothing. Man, fuck that. Nigga, we much more than that. I mean, but that's me though, man. In order for us to win, we have to start looking at ourselves as something that's important. Like in order for us to win, see, we say, well, black men need to stand up and be men. Well, a man has to start valuing himself and start to look at himself with some importance. Start having pride. I mean, we got to, let's be real, man. We gotta look at ourselves, in high regard, man. We gotta have pride, man. We can't just be moping around feeling like we inferior and feeling like we ain't nothing and we can't do nothing. I mean, we gotta have some high self-esteem, man. We gotta look at ourselves and say, yeah, man, we can do whatever you put our mind to. Right? And that's the mentality that I have. But
Yeah, I agree with that.
when you around black people, it's like they try to kill that mentality. Like, no, you're not supposed to look at black people in high regard. You're not supposed to have pride in who you are. Like I can't vibe with a lot of black people, man, because they got they don't like when I talk like this. It's like they like, man, nah, man. Listen, man, black people ain't shit. What you mean that we got a lot of potential? What you mean that we're great? What you mean by that? We
It
ain't
does
shit.
start with pride, though. I mean, and that's something that I see a lot of us don't have. We don't have pride in ourselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Me God.
I had got a phone call, so I had to jump off. But yeah, we don't have a lot of pride. I, I mean, I do.
I wonder where Max is at. Is he listening? I wonder if Max is listening, man.
He probably is. Okay,
I'm,
but first, this Kendall said something interesting. He said, he's presenting it to you, Rozzy. He said, unfortunately, so many of us are ruled by our emotions, and our emotions only make us see what we want to see because of our bad past experiences with each other.
Right, right. But see, let me talk about that, right? Me, I have bad experiences with black men, right? I got robbed before. I've seen somebody get shot before. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I've seen some bad shit. I've been around a lot of street dudes. Okay, I've been around a lot of dudes that was in the street that sold drugs. I've been around a lot of these dudes. Smoke with them, drink with them, right? That carry guns, right? I've been around these dudes, so I mean, I've seen some shit. I just seen. Mm, I've been in the hood, you know. I've seen some things, right? Now there's people who saw more worse shit than me. I did. Okay. But when you grow up in the neighborhood, you see some things, right? But I don't let that. See, one thing about black people is that we let our negative experiences make us not want to be around black people. But no
Yeah,
other
that's
group of people.
also something that I noticed too. You're absolutely right, Rosie, about that. But see, even despite what you've been around, you still love black. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like it
Right.
hasn't deterred you away and
Right.
made you wanna, jump ship
Right.
or
So
leave.
I really don't like comparing us to other group of people, but sometimes I do. Like other groups of people do shit to each other, but you don't never hear them say, "Well, I don't want to be around white folk because some white woman rejected me in high school, so I don't want to be with no white woman because a white woman wanted the chads and the athletes, like you know how black men get. Oh man, a black woman, she wanted the pookie nigga in high school that had his pants below his ass. So I had to go get the white girls, and I want a white girl because the black woman don't want me. You know how punk shit. That sound like how black men get, man. That's punk shit. You know, no other group does that. No other group let their negative experiences make them not want to be around their group of people. Only black people do that. But then we want to turn around and say, well, black people need to get it together. We're a problem. Nah, nigga, you're a part of the problem. See, we don't never like to talk about how we're part of the problem, right?
Yeah, I agree with that now. That is true. That
Yeah,
that is true.
I'm over here dropping bars, man. I'm over
You really
here
are though.
dropping bars. I am dropping bars.
Hmm.
Show some love to a
Yeah,
brother.
but
Subscribe to my channel.
hmm
Huh?
yeah, we don't want to talk about the problem, but when they get with white women, they don't want to talk about any experiences they had as black men and that's in up in here that's negative. They want to pretend it never happened. And then when something happened and they get frustrated and they telling her about it, she's clueless. She don't get it. She put it as, "What did you do? And why didn't you do this?" And she has no understanding. Hmm. So we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it with them. If you're gonna the swirlers, they don't want to talk about that aspect of them being black. They want to stick to the fetishization and the sexual part and uh, all the stuff that might make them feel better about themselves. Hmm. Okay.
So are we? I just have a question because I
Hmm.
just wanted to just be clear about some things. So I did notice Kendall's comment, and I'm not disagreeing with what he said, and I'm not disagreeing with Razi, Mika. I'm not disagreeing with anything. But here is my question: Now, when we say that we are giving up on Black people,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying this is all of us, but what I will say is that we're giving up on certain types of Black people because it's
Yeah.
not always all of us. For instance, me, I'm like I say, I'm big on mentality. I'm big on spirit. I'm big on energy. If I'm around a Black person who I feel is mentally gone, like there is no life, and I hate to say these things, but again, it's about telling the truth and speaking facts because there are a lot of individuals out here that is like that. There are savages in all communities. It doesn't matter who it is. In all communities, again, you have a savage in your community, that person will be excommunicated. So, that's just how it is. But again, there are certain people that you cannot associate yourself with. However, you do find the people that is in your community that you can do something with and build with. So it's like a two-way street. Now, of course, if there's a person who just completely writes out Black people altogether, absolutely that's a problem. But I just wanted to put it out there that there are those Black people who they just don't deal with certain sectors, if that makes sense. And then they deal with the sectors they feel that they can accomplish a lot of goals for the community with. Because with me,
Um,
it's based on personal experience. Like,
Okay.
okay, for instance, Rosie was speaking on the fact that okay, well, we've seen the atrocities in our communities, and even atrocities has been done to us personally. That's fine. However, it's like a person who abuses you, right? Do you continuously give that person a chance despite the fact that you know they're abusing you? Or are you going to decide that, hey, listen, this is not a situation that is healthy for me. So I'm going to get out of this situation. I'm going to exit myself. I don't think there's anything wrong with taking care of you first because we have to take care of ourselves first in order to come together and be healthy as a community.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what I feel like is my biggest issue is that is not promoted a lot because a lot of us, believe it or not, our emotions, our experiences in this world, in this society, in our lives as Black people, it affects our health. And this is what we don't like to talk about and we don't want to address. We got the highest rate of high blood pressure, highest rate of diabetes, cancer, whatever you want to call it. We are dying out here. And it's not because we picked up that cheeseburger last night. There is a whole lot of other things that is happening. And one of the things that I have found is that it can be toxic to your health if you have certain individuals around you who is no good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we just, like I say, we have to be honest about that. So, yeah, I do feel like when it comes to a lot of things that we do allow our emotions to get in the way, that is not something that I will not deny. However, on the flip side, again, it's like, what do you do in these situations? Because it's like, on one end, you do want to do what you're supposed to do. And then on the other hand, it's like a lot of us, we're tired, we're exhausted. I can say myself, I'm exhausted. We're exhausted from our life experience on this earth and then specifically in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my little tidbit. I just feel like we need more compassion for the individual as well because we don't talk about a lot about that because that's not something that we were taught is to take care of yourself. You have to take care of you first and then whatever you have you can provide it to the next person, just like we always say in relationships with men and women. If you pour into each other, that person is going to pour so much love in you because you poured it into them. It's an exchange of energy. That's what it is. And if all the energy we have in our community is negative, that is what we're going to exchange with each other.
yeah, man, that's true. You know me, I'm
I
exhausted.
agree, Remy.
I'm exhausted in America. You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm exhausted, man. Just earlier I had broke down in tears due to the fact that that I'm exhausted. Um, Now people will say like, man, well you ain't do nothing. How you exhaust? I'm tired of all of this shit that's going on, man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, uh, you talk about the negativity, right, that we have for each other, right? And that's why I push positivity between black men and black men, right? I push a lot of, we need to be more positive. You feel what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it's hard, man. It's real. It is real exhausting, man. And we do have to take better care of ourselves, man. Especially our mental health, right? Our mental health, not just our just you feel what I'm saying? Not just our other areas, but especially our mental health. Like our mental health in this country is deteriorating. How you say it? Deteriorate. It's basically it's going down the drain. You feel what I'm saying? It's just not it's not good right now. My mental health right now is not good, man. Seeing all this madness between black men and black women, it's really taking a toll on me. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
The black men in America is really taking a toll on me. Seeing black men going through what they're going through is taking a toll on me. Seeing black women going through what they're going through is taking a toll on me. You know, when are we going to? When is this going to stop, man? And it's only going to stop when black men make it stop. It's up to black men to make this shit stop because the white men ain't going to stop it. We not. They benefit off this,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they
Yeah.
benefit off this.
So
Yeah.
that's why I always say, like, to black men, and there are those sectors and women who have, a deep disdain and a deep hate. Trust me, I know because I've seen them. I had conversations with them, and again, it's not my business to tell people how to feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one thing that I don't do because again, everybody has a right to who they are, their emotions, their mindset, whatever. It's just that, what I do understand is that, like, what I told you, Rozzy, earlier, is that again, we were at the point of believing in the potential, right? And
Uh-huh.
that's an emotional hold on somebody because what you're telling them is, hey, listen, it's not, I don't have it now, but eventually I would get it. And then it's like, okay, the waiting is happening. It was always happening. And then it's like now it's all about protection, survival, right? This is what we do. It's a human thing. You do what you have to do to survive. And I think that's where black people that's the point we're at right now. All of us is in survival mode. And this is why we have the behavior that we have. So there is compassion there. Trust me, it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Where my compassion goes down the drain, however, is when we refuse to work on ourselves. That is where the compassion is gone because we have control. We can do that. We can do the work. Like you said, our mental health is extremely important because I can even say for myself that people always tell me, you got such a cool and calm head. You're very sophisticated, yada, yada. I'm like, yeah, but you know how long it took me to get here? Do you know the work that I had to do? Do you know all the noise I had to drain out of my mind in order to get where I'm at? It is not easy because I can say for myself, the very people who is against me correcting myself and against me getting better is my own kind.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's not something that is seen every day because we don't promote it. When we start talking about mental health, what is the first thing you hear? Oh, go to church. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, just get over it. That is some of the worst things that you can say to each other as a community. We don't have compassion for each other. And that's where it needs to start.
Yep,
Yeah.
man. You know,
Yeah.
I would never tell a black person who's having mental health. You feel me? Like I don't know how white people do that, but you know, because growing up in America, man, if you don't got mental health issues and you a black person and you seeing all this shit, I applaud you. I tell you, I applaud you because you know this shit right here is like a heavy load on you, man. You know, I never dealt with overt racism and all that, but it is. You know, I never, you know, it's a whole lot of stuff, man. It's hard to it's just hard to explain a lot of the things that I'm feeling. It's just so hard, man. It's so hard, man. You know, I just was watching something on Malcolm X earlier, and I just broke down, man. Like, well, god damn, man. Like, what if black men had this type of mindset? Like I was just looking at Malcolm, like, damn, man. Like he came from Black America, man. Like that's one of our own. That's one of the ancestors. Like, like damn, man. Like it's hard to describe, man. You know, it's hard. It's hard, man. You know, I don't really like being in this on Black YouTube, dog. It's too negative for me, man. Hearing about black problems every day, that's not healthy. Like this is not healthy, man. Hearing about the shit that you know that you hear these men talk about, that shit is not healthy, man. That shit is not healthy. That shit don't help nobody.
Hmm.
Help nobody. Hearing these men talk do not help nobody. It don't help nobody. It do not help anybody. What type of like complain about women all day? It's not. It's like this is how I look at it. If you don't like a particular woman, just move on, man. Just move on. Just move on, man. Every black woman is not going to be your cup of tea. But why you gotta drag black women as a collective? Because it don't matter how black women act. Black women can walk on water by and large, right? And it's still gonna be black women that's not gonna be your cup of tea. You're never gonna live in a perfect world. You're never gonna live in a perfect world. And that's why I want black men to understand you're not gonna live in a perfect world. Every black woman is not going to be of your liking. Go for the fucking woman that is compatible with you. But no, they want to drag black women like black women ain't important. That's one thing I don't understand.
Um, I don't think they know what they like, because they said they have certain criteria in a woman. They get the woman, okay, then you should be satisfied. You got the woman you want and stuff like that. Stop worrying about these other women. I think they're constantly looking for other women, but they want these other women to be also within their criteria. You got a woman. Stop worrying about the other woman. That's not your woman and stuff like that. Just be glad you got the one you wanted. Like what's his name? That other guy from yesterday. He said he got a righteous woman. Then why are you worried about the rest of them that you so called are ratchet and stuff like that? You can only dictate to your woman, the women in your family, and then depending on how involved you are in the community, women in your community and stuff like that.
And
If
see,
these
with these,
women,
and
oh, go
I'm
ahead.
so, I'm so sorry, Dave. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So I keep thinking on a certain level, they actually like that other type of woman they claim they don't like, because they spend so much attention getting on her, talking about her, paying attention to her. Why are we not hearing so much about your woman, the woman that meet the criteria that you have and stuff like that? And you don't put her up and say, this is what I meant, this is the way women should be, this is what I meant by righteous woman, all this and that, and stuff. But no, they fixated on that woman, is the ratchet and stuff like that. But you're paying too much attention to them, you're looking for them, you're looking to find them. You got the woman that you said is righteous, the woman that you want, talk about her, uh, bring her up, look for other women like her. Stop looking for these other women.
Listen, the biggest reason. Let me just say this, man, and this is going to kill their bullshit.
Mhm.
The big reason why we should not take these dudes seriously is because they refuse to admit that that men play a part in the reason why women are the way they are. Men influence women, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
men play a big part in why women act the way they act. Men play a big part. And the fact that they will not admit that men play a huge part on women's actions and women's behavior and women's mindset is crazy. It just shows that they're not serious about change. See, here's the thing. Let's say if let's say if black women didn't do what they say they that because they say black women do X, Y, and Z. Let's say if black women didn't do those things, right? There will
Mhm.
still be black women that are not compatible with those men that are talking. It does not. We do not live in this perfect world. It does not matter how black women act. It's going to listen. It's going to be black women out there that's going to be compatible with you, and there's going to be ones that are not compatible with you. See, other groups of women do a lot of bad things all over this world, but they ignore that and just want to focus on the good when it comes to non-black women. But when it comes to black women, they want to focus on the bad and ignore the good.
Mhm.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't do that, man.
Yeah.
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 So um, let me, we should put the black woman. I remember men said. I remember I heard men saying you shouldn't put women on a pedestal, right? I always hear men say you should put women on a pedestal. And I have to say, there's nothing wrong with putting women on the pedestal. There's nothing wrong with putting women on the pedestal.
Mhm.
Put women on the pedestal. We need to put black women on the pedestal, right? Now, when I say put black women on a pedestal, right, I don't mean put them on a pedestal over yourself, but put them on a pedestal over other women. Black women are over other women in my eyes. Not saying that black women are necessarily better, but black women are the first. Well, they're the first choice. Like, okay, like they're like I hold them in high regard. Like they're like the first choice, only choice. They're like the ones that I hold up and say, well, this is the most beautiful. Well, I mean, well, shit. Well, fuck it. We might as well say they better. Fuck it. We'll say they better. Now what? They're better. They're the best. The black woman's the best. Brothers. Because these niggas got a problem with that.
Yeah.
We should hold black women in high regard and put them on a pedestal. You feel me? So It's only 11 people watching, man. I wish more people could come up though, man.
Well, there was like 14 and 15. Um, Kendall and Mika and Remy still there. Abina.
It's about the quality anyway,
Hmm.
not quantity of people.
Yeah. You
Right.
know
That's what
that
matters.
there's a lot of people that they looking for
To troll, basically,
yeah.
and to wreak havoc.
Okay.
You know what? I
What
like to
about
think.
what about this? Okay, Remy is saying that we need the first step to healing our mental health issues to get people to admit that they have a problem. And let's face it, most people would never do that because it's everyone else's fault.
No, no, that's not right. The reason why I'm saying that's not
I don't know
right,
why people like to
everyone,
play like they perfect, man.
Hmm.
mhm.
I don't understand why people like to play like they perfect. I never
Okay.
understood that.
Oh, uh huh.
Go ahead.
Yeah. But Abida was trying to say something.
Okay, my bad.
Hmm.
No, it's
Go
true.
ahead.
Like what Ramsey is saying is true because I've missed what I wanted to say. Can you go ahead? I'll remember. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, but what I was gonna say is I don't understand why people act like if you give people a let me respond to um um yeah, Remy Norson in the chat. You know the reason why people don't admit that they have a problem is because they're uncomfortable. That's it. A lot of people are uncomfortable with telling where they went wrong. Like it's an uncomfortable feeling. So who wants to feel uncomfortable, right?
Okay.
You know. So
Or
Right.
or it's also normalized too.
right.
Because you have to remember, a lot of behavior in our community is normalized, aka we was talking about yesterday, pedophilia. Normal. If you have sectors of people who normalize a behavior, they don't even know that they're wrong. And I'm not saying that, that's an excuse, but that's the reality. A lot of us don't even know that we are in the wrong.
You know what? And let me just say that. And you're right about that. We people in this world, we do a lot of wrong things, and we don't even know it's wrong because we've become so accustomed to doing it, like calling women bitches. When I tell men that it's wrong to call women bitches, they look at me crazy, like what? I'm, you're not supposed to call, call these women bitches. Then I say, well, we need to stop calling them bitches and hoes. What? Stop calling them bitches. Man, these hoes ain't shit. But see,
Okay.
brother, this is what they say. And I'm be like, damn, man, like listen, and then I tell them this, right? In the past, I've called women bitches and hoes before, but it's wrong, man. It's wrong. But they've been so accustomed of saying it that they don't look at it as wrong. So Rennie, you're really right, man. Remy, I keep saying Remy, you're absolutely right. A lot of the dysfunction in society is normalized, and people don't look at it as wrong. People don't know no better at that. A lot of people don't know no better.
Um, yeah. Yeah, but it used to be that we used to, let them know, hey, wait, dude, no, don't use that word, or be like, you know, you used to be that we did correction without, any fear. Okay, look, you're gonna have to stop calling women the B word. She's not a female dog, just like you're not a dog. If she's the B, then that makes you the dog. Do you want to be referred to and treated like a dog? Well, she don't want to be referred to and treated like the B word. Please stop. And some and they will correct themselves or not. but then people pull back away from him. Like, okay, I can't talk to you.
Right. I wouldn't even call a female dog a bitch. Like if I saw a dog that's a female, I wouldn't say, "Come here, bitch. Come here, bitch."
Okay, Rosie, please, 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 just say the B word for me for a little while. You know, just say actual B word.
B
For a
word
little while.
B.
Uh-huh,
Right.
uh-huh. Yeah, I know
I'm
you're
just
talking about what they're saying, but sometimes it's a little too much.
okay. Yeah. Okay. My
Uh,
bad. My bad. My bad. My bad.
mhm.
My bad. Sometimes I get vulgar. Sometimes I get crass. Cuss. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I've been habitualized so much that that's why I come with these other curse words like dang, dog it, crap.
Hey, yo, Remy, where you from, yo?
The Midwest. I'll give the area.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Midwest.
Yeah. Sounds like you trying to date, Ozzy.
No, 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 no. I just would like sometimes I'd be curious, like, where in the country y'all be from, man. Ain't no date. I mean, she look cute, but I ain't with no date. I ain't with no date. Come on, nah.
Okay.
This ain't Tinder, sweetheart. This ain't Tinder. Nah, I ain't on Christian Mingle or nothing like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. Um,
Okay.
I hope Max is listening, man. I mean, where he at, man?
He's dealing with the mechanic. So I guess they going on about what's going on with the truck. But anyway, so but okay, well let's get back to Max a little bit on Max's topic about okay, he's saying that he had to, after thinking about it, well he do hate certain segment of black men. He already said what they were. Those that were late, yeah, hey, I just gonna have to watch the replay. But is that what we're gonna have to do? Are we gonna have to we're gonna have to cut ourselves off and don't associate these and those that showing that they are, as we say, traitors to black folks, coons. Are they showing that they have no love for their black people? Are we going to um, cut ourselves off from them and associate that they are not black people? We love black people, but though they are not, even though they're black, they are not black people because they are shown themselves to be a hatred, disdain, dislike, coon, traitors to black people or black community. And how far do we extend it?
Well, listen, man. You know, you know, you know. Like I understand Max's point of view, but me as a me, I can't say that I hate a segment of black men because I just can't do that because in my mentality, if I'm going to say, well, I hate this type of black man and that type of black man, then when these other Negroes say, well, I hate black women, I can't say, well, look at you, you hate black people. I can't sit there and say that because hell, they can sit back and look at me and say, well, you hate black people too. You feel what I'm saying? Well, it's just
Mm.
see, because I can't say, well, stop hating when I hate, right? I can't tell you to stop um um committing adultery and I'm committing adultery. You feel what I'm saying? I cannot say stop hating black people when I hate black people. You feel what I'm saying? Like you get what I'm saying? Like no, I don't like those type of dudes that Max talk about.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that don't want to take any, that don't want to own up to what black men do and always want to dog black women. I don't, when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, I have really nothing against them. So there's no hate. The conscious community, I have nothing against them. So there's no hate. You know, these SYSBM dudes, I feel like they're weirdos. So there's no hate there. These black men that just love blaming black women for everything, I look at them as annoying and like like irritating, but there's no hate there. You feel what I'm saying? Like I don't like them, but there's no hate. Okay, like
Okay.
I believe you cannot say that, I believe you can't get on black men for saying you have a hatred for black women. I mean, those Negroes can sit back and say, "Well, you hate black people too." You feel, and that's how I look at it. You feel me?
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. I see where you're going here. I understand. Okay. Well, what about the ones that are killing black women and children, are shooting up the community? There's always innocent bystanders whenever they come through, and go and trying to shoot whoever they're after. What about those group of black men?
Do I hate criminals that kill women and children? Hmm. Do I have a hatred for them? I wouldn't call it. I wouldn't even call that hatred. You feel what I'm saying? I don't condone it. I don't like them. I say fuck them. Excuse my language, but you get what I'm saying. Like I just say like forget them, damn them. But a hatred. I
Okay.
can't stand them. I mean, say hatred.
All right. Let's go. Let's bring it up a notch. Okay. What about pedophiles that molest our black
But
children,
but but
boys and
but,
girls?
but you said bring it up a notch. I mean, if you killed somebody, I mean, can you if you killed a child, or can you really bring it up a notch? You just
Okay. Well. Okay.
that's
Well,
like
it
on this.
depends on how you see. It depends on how you see. Okay. Either way, whether through pedophilia or a bullet through the head, or breaking their necks or whatever,
Right,
you're
right. So
destroying
so
a child.
right. So if you molest a child, I look at you with disgust.
Mhm.
Like ew, like you're a fucking like you're a weirdo, and yes, you should be harmed. Like you should be taken out of here. But I wouldn't say a hate though. Like it's not like a hate. It's just like a strong dislike. It's like a f you. Like you should suffer the consequences. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay.
You
All
want to
right.
talk about you want to talk
Okay.
about
Shit.
hate. I
Okay.
the one like go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. I want you to tell it.
I know people. I know, and when I say this, people are gonna be like, "Well, damn, man, you don't hate these people." Hate them. It's like I don't like. I'm like, well, damn, well, yeah, they did is fucked up. Do I hate them? I hate. I mean, we call me hate. Like,
Okay. Do you okay? Would you still consider them part of your community, and that they should be treated like any other black person in the community?
no, they
Or
should. They shouldn't get treated like any other black person. No, but are they part of the community? I mean, well, they grew up in the community. They are part of the community. They're just tearing it up.
Mhm.
Feel me?
So should we separate ourselves?
Absolutely,
Okay. Okay.
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Like
Okay.
absolutely.
Should we call him out and said, okay, he's a pedophile. We keep our distance, keep our children. He's not representing
Absolutely.
me.
Absolutely. Keep your
Okay.
distance. Keep your children away from them. If they try to approach your children, call the police or hurt them. You know, it's like these type of people. It's like you just don't want to be around them. It's not like a hate. You just don't want to be around them. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay. But you agree that we should separate ourselves from them.
Yes, yes, of course,
Okay,
of
so the
course.
pedophiles, the killers. But what about the coons and
Them too.
separate ourselves from them too?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. And should we point out how we believe they wrong or how they a harm to the community?
yeah. We should point out people who are, you know, working on the behalf of the white man to go against black people. We should call out pedophiles. Um, but we shouldn't just call them out. We should actually do something about it. You feel what I'm saying? So we should call it out and then find a way to do something about the pedophiles. I mean, I don't know what to do. I mean, except like call the police. I mean, I don't know what to do.
Uh, they you consider them too dangerous to be living in our communities.
Right. So you call the police, right? Yeah.
Well, unless they are well, according to the law, unless they approach a child, you know, no, you can't just call the police because they dare. You can't make them move because they dare and stuff like that. They have to actually approach a child. I think be living in a near a school zone, or I'm trying to think of all the rules when it comes to pedophiles and stuff like that.
Well, see, well, how about this? Well, these people should be called out, and we should let the community know that this person is a pedophile. Like all the pedophiles should be put on Front Street. Like, okay, this is who he is. Right? We should let the whole community know who these people are. We should let everybody know their face, so everybody knows this is who this guy is. And whatever happens, happens. Okay? So people could know to stay away from this guy and he'll be ostracized. Okay?
Okay. What about the one that shoot up women and children?
Same thing.
Hmm.
Well, he's gonna go to jail though. He's gonna go to
Uh-huh.
jail. That's what's gonna happen to him.
Okay.
Um,
But does he deserve protection? Like say he's running from the police, he shot somebody, and it's a woman and her child, or he shot his woman and child, and they kill. Should he be protected from the police? Because we know the police are brutal and gonna stump him or mistreat him. Should he have the protection of the community from the police?
if you, well, should he? Well, I mean, mm, that's kind of a good question. I mean, should the police just protect him? Um,
Oh, should the community protect them from the police?
oh,
Okay,
should the
okay.
okay, I got you.
Mhm.
Should the community protect him if he gets jammed up with the police, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
If he
Okay.
gets
In your community, the
right,
police are has a
Right.
reputation of beating up black men every chance they get.
Wait, well, no.
And
This
this
shit.
man shot
No,
and killed
I
either.
heard you. I
Mhm,
heard you. I heard you. If he
mhm.
gets if he gets brutalized by the police, should the community protect him? If he gets killed or something, no, the community shouldn't protect him.
Or what if he just get beaten up and thrown in jail? You know, they beat him. They beat him. Either just going in or just after he got dropped off to jail.
No,
Okay.
he should.
Good night, Remy. Should we
Remy, why you go,
protest for
Remy?
him?
Remy, why you go, Remy?
She had to drop off. It could be a phone issue.
Yeah, yeah. So none of these people need to. Yeah, none of these people need protection.
Uh huh. Okay. All right. Now, okay. So say this person is part of a community of black folks. They have their certain way about doing things and stuff like that. And he molested a child. And they waiting for him to go to court and stuff like that. But his community is not saying anything. Or are they defending him, saying,
Oh,
hey,
you talk about brother polite?
yeah, I might as well be honest about it. I'm saying about Brother Plight.
So go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, because because what he done what he done and stuff like that. His community is either defending him, saying either it did not happen or it's the girl's fault or the girl seduced him or whatever. Or they're not saying anything at all. They're not calling an account. They're not, say, okay, we're not a part of that. He's not. That's not what we do. They're not. They're not saying any of that. They're either going one way or the other. They either protecting, they defending him, or they're not saying anything at all. And they even have him do whatever they do in their community, continue on whatever he does in their community.
I'm not understanding the question.
Okay, so if he's part of this community and
Mm-hmm.
they protecting him or they defending him or they trying to place the blame somewhere else but him,
Mm-hmm.
they don't call him out or ask him to step down until this is clear up. They don't say anything at all. Should the community be called out by another? Should those that's part of his community be called out?
I feel like the people who are protecting him, right, should be called out. Not the whole community, but the people who is protecting brother polite. Yeah. But not
Mhm,
the whole black community, just the people who protected him.
mhm. Okay. Should the whole wait a minute? What is he? Is he part of the conscious community or the Hebrew Israelite? I get confused because it seemed like
He's
both
part of
groups.
he's part of the conscious community. Yeah,
Uh,
you have certain people who are part of the conscious community. Not
uh,
all of the conscious community, but certain parts of the conscious community
okay.
um um defending him. And
Mm-hmm.
those people need to get called out. See? You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
So
But should he be allowed to carry on doing whatever it is he do? Because it sounds like he's either in a position of a teacher or a preacher in this conscious community. He's still, as far as I know, is still doing these things and stuff like that. They're not asking him to step down or look until this straighten out. We're not talking to you. No.
right, I believe black people should, just not affiliate with him. Just you know,
Mhm.
Just not do anything. Like just get away from them.
Mhm.
Like so um yeah.
Okay. Now let's go back to conscious community. Now, if there's been several members in their group of the conscious community or Hebrew Israelite, whatever it is, um,
Hebrew
Israelite,
Mizraelite.
Israelites, Israelite that's have done things that or that are not right and stuff like that, and it seemed to be more and more of them is being exposed that they're not doing right. Should we be looking some kind of way at the community that they come from if there are so many of their members and high placing members that are doing these things?
Yes, they should be called out. Because why are y'all having these Israelite men in your among you if they're doing all this stuff to the community? Because the Israelites promote the betterment of the community, right? That's what
Mm-hmm.
they promote, right? So if you have
Mm-hmm.
these men inside their camp who are going against their teachings, then they should just let them, like, they should just excommunicate them, like, tell them to
Mm-hmm.
get out of here,
Mm-hmm.
right?
All right.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Okay. And
so
because
me, so
and,
let me just say
okay,
this.
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So me, I'm just all about just not like just get away from people who you are very anti community, anti functional, get away from people who are going to like who are sinister. Right? If you're sinister, you're just a terrible individual. Then just get away from them, ostracize them, send them to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, just get away from them, man.
Okay. But because these communities have such a high rate of these problems coming out among their higher groups, shouldn't we all be looking at them, keeping our distance from them, on, because they are accepting the mess that's going on among these men? Because they're not excommunicating them, they're not distancing themselves from them, they just
Not
let
every
it be.
last. Well, listen, not every last one, because you have Hebrew Israelites that live across America. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure not every, but to the ones that condone it, to the ones that are doing it, yes, they should be like excommunicated and they should be called out.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Should we question them to see are they are they are part of the Hebrew Israelites that ain't part of this mess? Should we, is it
Absolutely.
okay to question them and talk to
Abs-
them?
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely. You're supposed to do that because if they sound fishy, then you shouldn't deal with them neither.
Okay.
Even if they didn't do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? They say if they didn't do no shit, excuse my
Mm-hmm.
language, but let's say if they didn't do anything, but
Mm-hmm.
they're like making excuses for the
Uh-huh.
man who did,
Uh-huh.
then you should just not deal with them.
Okay. Now, what if they coming into your space? You're not going out there looking. You may be talking, but that's among you and your people. But they're coming into your space.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Does that mean we have to like them? Have to be polite to them? You know, should we question them to find out where they are and why they in our space?
Well, okay, if a Hebrew Israelite is in my space,
Mm-hmm.
like what do you mean in my space? Like what do you mean?
Okay. For right now, I'm not saying in my house because actually I don't be seeing that many Hebrew Israelites in my area. But say okay, since we're on YouTube, let's say we weren't thinking about them. We might have been talking about a particular member of that group, and they're coming into our spaces, trying to defend them or trying to excuse them, or they say something that sounds suspect.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. So if they're defending them, it all depends what they're defending.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Like, say if they're defending, like, okay, like if they're defending like some pedophilia, like some pedo stuff,
Mm-hmm.
then yes, they should be kicked off the panel. Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's no there's nothing you could do to justify that. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
what that Bible say. But let's say if they're trying to defend Jesus or
Uh-huh.
trying to defend, like, it all depends like what they're defending, because it all depends. It all depends.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give a easy example, or at least I think it's easy. Okay. What if they say, okay, we don't know the truth of what happened in that situation. Girl and the mother say one thing, and he says another thing, but he's a high profile person, and they could be lying. So I'm going to wait and see how it plays out before I make a decision. In the meantime, he can still come and teach and do all that other stuff. That whatever he does.
Right. So should is he right for saying that? Is that what you asking?
What do you think they are saying when they say stuff like that?
Oh, what do I think?
Hmm.
Ooh, I don't. That's a good one. It's hard for me to answer
Hmm.
that, because me, when I heard of this story about Polite, I
Hmm.
was like, damn. I wonder like what happened. Like, I want to know like how everything went down, right? Um. So if a Hebrew says that, would I automatically crucify him?
Hmm.
Um. I don't know, man.
What's your first instinct says?
I mean, if he said, "Well, I want to," like they want to wait until the evidence come. Is that what you said, right?
They want us to wait until the court makes their decision before they stop them from doing what the teaching or the preaching that he be doing, or the debates that they continue debating with him over whatever it is they do, scriptures or whatever they debate and stuff about.
And if Israelites say, "I want to," okay. So if Israelites said that, I can't crucify him. I can't
Hmm.
crucify him because he wants to know. He wants to wait until everything comes out before he makes his decision, right?
Hmm.
Right. So he's not saying that. He's not necessarily defending Polite. You feel what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? He's not necessarily defending Polite. He's just saying, I want to see how everything's going to play out. That's what he basically saying.
Hmm.
So if an Israelite said that, no, I would not crucify an Israelite.
Hmm.
Right.
Okay. 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 Now, what if he says, um, what if he says, okay, I look suspect at the mother and child because Brother Polite is a high placing man, and it wouldn't be the first time someone try falsely accuse him of something to try to get something out of him or ruin his reputation.
I wouldn't even listen to that. I would say, man, I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man. Just because just because he's high profile, and he's not even that high profile. He got a little bit of fame. Just because he
Okay.
got a little bit of fame does not mean that somebody's trying to get something from me. That was that was that would probably be my response, man.
Okay. How would you kick him out of your space? Would you deal with him? Would you let him in his space if he behaves in any other way? Behaves okay any other way?
Like if he said that, like if he would have said that, would I kick him out of the space for saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Kick him out. Mm,
Are you struggling with that? That means you in two minds about it.
I say that one more time. I didn't hear you.
I said it seems like you're struggling with that. That means you're two minds about it. It's like,
Right, because if a man said, well, they could be lying and trying to
mhm,
get something out of polite, I would have like, uh, if a Hebrew Israelite said that, I would be like, man, would I kick him out if he said that? Um,
okay, what's making you like you're being torn in two, or like you got two minds, like they're fighting with each other? What's going on? What's the two sides that's fighting with each other?
right. So he, when if an individual says that, I, okay, okay, one side is saying, well, there's people who've done that to famous people before, tried to lie on them and and try to get something out of it, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
one part of my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand why a person would say that. You feel what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? I can understand why a person would say that. But
Mm-hmm.
then on the other side, I'm like, well, usually when a 14-year-old girl says they have been raped or molested, that usually, that it wasn't no lie. You
Mm-hmm.
feel what I'm saying? So
Sounds like logic over instincts.
right. Like
Mm-hmm.
because if my 14, it's like say if I had a daughter and she was 14 and she told me some man took advantage of her, I'm going to believe it. I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm going to believe it. So I'm not going to say, well, maybe. What did you do? Nah. I'm not going to say all that. I'm gonna believe it.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't no, well, maybe you could be lying or nah, damn that. I don't
Oh,
believe it.
all right. Okay. All right. So now here's another one. Okay. What if he's saying, okay, in a conversation, you might have heard this. Um, a discussion came about pedophilia, and somebody says pedophilia is a sexual attraction, uh, you know having sex with a child, and they go, what's your definition of a child?
Oh yeah, he has to go. He has to go.
Okay.
He has to
All
go.
right.
There's
What
no
is
because
go ahead.
because when it comes to a child, right? We all know what a child is.
Hmm.
Like there's no confusion on what a child is. Like everybody knows a child when they see a child. So
Hmm.
when he says, "Well, what's a child?" That means he's trying to get out of. He's trying to create this confusion on I mean my response would be like, what you mean what's a child? A child is somebody who's not an adult, right?
Hmm.
And I don't consider somebody who's 18 an adult. Okay.
You don't consider 18-year-old an adult?
That's still if 18 you got 18-year-olds in high school. You
Yeah,
feel me?
that's true.
So I don't consider that like me. I'm 29. I'm an adult, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
You're 25. That's an adult, right?
mm-hmm,
So mid 20s, early 20, okay, like 24. You're an adult. Like if you messing with teenagers and all that, man. I mean, come on, man.
mm-hmm.
Teenagers, no.
Okay, it's interesting that you're 29. Okay, now what if he brings up, okay, if a 29-year-old man walks into his bedroom and he finds the 14-year-old daughter of his woman naked in his bed, uh, that he can understand why he fell off his morals.
Hey, let me tell you something. If you know that girl is 14 years old, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you need to leave the room. It ain't like um her daughter is 27.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not like your daughter's 27.
Uh-huh.
It's 14.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if he was 27 and he actually did something with the woman, a woman, not a girl, a woman, then that's something different because it's 27. Now it would still be wrong because you sleep with somebody's daughter, right? But it's a grown adult, right? It's not a girl, right? Right? So a 14-year-old girl, it doesn't matter. You should have enough self control where it doesn't matter whether she's undressed or not.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm 29 years old. I don't give a damn what some 14-year-old girl says. Like I'm 29. Like
So,
you're like such a baby to me. I got you about 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
so you don't think it's possible for a 14-year-old to seduce you?
No,
You don't think it's possible for a 14-year-old to practically rape you?
a girl raping a man?
Yeah,
No,
14 to a
no,
29-year-old man.
no, 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 no,
Hmm.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
So what if she's 14-year-old and she's built like a grown woman?
It
Do you
doesn't matter.
that is
Well, it doesn't matter because she's 14,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
right? So
Okay.
it's about the age. It's
Mm-hmm,
about the age. So it's not like she's 28. Like
mm-hmm.
if she was 14 times two,
Uh-huh.
14 times two, which is
Mm-hmm.
28, then it would
Uh-huh.
be a different story.
Mm-hmm.
But she's 14, so you have to take into account that she's just a minor.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now this haven't come up recently, but okay, what about 16-year-olds? Do you feel that that they're grown enough um to have a relationship with a grown man?
Nope, 16, 14, that's right in the same ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 14 years old, what the fuck is that? Yo, my bad, Dame Frankie.
Uh,
I'm because somebody was loud. Okay,
okay.
so listen. When I was 14, right, I was the same way when I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't really no different. Like if there was a 14-year-old, 16-year-old, that's only been 2 year difference. Now, a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old, no, that's different. But that's still a young child. That's still a young child.
Okay. Now I'm gonna go back to the community. What would you think if you heard the Hebrew Israelite was studying scriptures that they believe that rape is okay with God?
Then I would say, first I would say well, first of all, I would say read me the scripture that says that shit. That's what I would say. Read me the scripture that says that. And then I would tell them if you condone that, then you need not to have any children. You need not to have any contact with any girls. And somebody needs to put their foot up your ass if you even try to do that to somebody's girl.
Okay. Well, what if I don't know if they're looking for scriptures for it, or they having a discussion that when a girl of 12 has her menstruation, that she's fit to be gang raped.
Have you heard something like this before?
Yeah, it seems to have been there's been some discussion in certain Hebrew Israelite communities with this.
Then I would say they're lying because I don't believe a Bible would condone that. And plus I would say if a Bible does condone that stuff, then I would tell then you know what I would question not just I would question the Hebrew Israelites and I would question damn near every black Christian did I ever see if the Bible condones that. And guess what? I would not want to deal with those people. So I would not want these people around me.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It seems that brother polite and them was studying the scriptures about um, rape is okay in the Bible, but not everything in the Bible is of God. They should be like looking into is it of God, and I think they will not find anything where God said, "Oh, it's okay for you to rape." They might be coming across a historical context where, in some historical point, these group of people condone. I think there's something in the Bible about a situation, and I don't think it actually said they raped them, but but it did not say God condoned this. It just said it was, this group. It was okay. It was part of some military action for them to take slave girls or something like that. Because it can't. This issue has come up before. Does the Bible condone rape? I don't think it condones it. I think it's saying a historical ish situation that had happened. Mhm.
So
But what they
are they using that to condone it because it was um it was practiced back then or something? Are they using that to condone it?
Well, I think the particular scripture they studying, there's a misunderstanding about the way the word rape is used in there. Somebody had broke it down. They said, okay, there is what we know of as rape. That's rape, and the man is to be stoned. But there's a situation where they use it as the word rape, and the girl and the guy had to marry each other. But it was taken from what I understood. No, apparently in this culture, when you have a person that you're interested in, like say your boyfriend, you're supposed to bring them before your family so they can get to know them and stuff like that. But if you kept it a secret or you don't bring it forward and you had sex with them and stuff like that, you're going to have to marry, you know, um, because you went out of sync and stuff like that. You did things out of order, and it is considered rape because he didn't introduce her to his people, and she didn't introduce him to her people. They did this. They did something, and you see, they don't have the right to their bodies. So by them having sex with each other, they are they are they are raping, or they raping because they didn't have the consent of their family to do this. It's one thing in the courtship process, y'all might have sexual relationship, but y'all courting and y'all going to get married, so something will happen because y'all getting close. But by them keeping it a secret and hiding each other from each other's family, they out of sync, and they don't have permission. It's like it's an old term for having one of them is one term is an assault, and another one is that you're out of pocket because you did not get permission to court each other. Y'all sexual act is a rape. Have I made myself clear?
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is confusing.
It's twisted. It's twisted. It's like, oh my goodness. I was like, I said, who goes in the Bible to study if it's okay to rape someone? What is the mindset of that? That alone tells me is that thought process is out of place.
Right. So they see what they're trying to do is they're trying to find some way to justify their degeneracy. So they're trying to go to the Bible and say, "Well, look, you see, this is what the Bible says," and that's a good way to get people riled up. That's a good way to get people on your side when
Mm-hmm.
you have the when because listen, this is the thing. People
Mm-hmm.
believe that's God's words, right? They
Mm-hmm.
believe the stuff in the Bible is God's words. So when you can go to the Bible and say, "Well, look, the Bible said it's okay," it will get people emotions involved because it's the Bible, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to use the Bible to really try to justify it, right? They can't use no other way to justify it, so they use the Bible
Uh-huh.
because I mean, what other way can you? I mean, like if they try to use some other way, they would definitely be, they already look bad,
Mm-hmm.
but if the Bible condones it, then they would, it would take the pressure off them because all they gotta say is, well, this is what the Bible says, and then they're going to say, well, are you going to argue against God's words? Can you see?
Yeah, I'm going to get. I'm gonna have to have you point out. I want to hear God said, and God said in there, and God said it was okay to rape. If those words ain't being used, anybody else's name is being used besides God and Jesus, or the other terms for Him, Lord and stuff like that. I ain't taking your word for it. I'm just saying you taking something that because the Bible is not just God's word, but it's historical. Is a historical and you taking a situation that happened because there's a lot of things in the Bible that happened that God did not approve of.
It did. Are you a
And
Christian?
you gonna use everything in there?
Are you a Christian?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
uh-huh, yeah. But I do have relatives of either other religions or the atheists, or so sometimes I discuss with them, sometimes I don't. You know, it depends on how they get into it. So some of us, we just, you don't try to convert me, and I won't try to convert you. We have that kind of situation when it comes to our religion, and or our faith. So, yeah.
Me, I have subscribed. Let me just say this:
Mm-hmm.
I'm subscribed to a woman that's a Hebrew Israelite,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been subscribed to her for like over like at least like I've been listening to her for like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a Hebrew like herself,
Mm-hmm.
and her man is a Hebrew Israelite.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm subscribed to her not because she's a Hebrew, but
Uh-huh.
because I'm subscribed to her because she's black first, and she's for the community, and she
Mm-hmm.
loves black people. And I love that woman I subscribe to. I really like her. She
Mhm.
actually me and her actually was on a panel together talking.
Mhm. Mhm.
So she shares a lot of the same views that I share, just not
Mhm.
on the Bible. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's when we talk about coming together as a uniting and stuff like that. We can all have our different beliefs, different sectors, different whatever, but we come united on one cause and stuff like that. We don't let our differences divide us, but unfortunately we ain't at that point. We are letting we are so caught up in our differences we forget what our common goal is. I think us as a people as a whole, we are more caught up in our differences and we forget what our united goal. Uh, we keep going back in the saver um and the civil rights movement. And it's every type of movement that we had as a black people. They had people with different points of view, but they were as one when it came to the betterment of the black community. They just had different ideas on doing it. Same thing with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They both want the betterment for our people. Different they just had different points of view on how to come about. Dr. Martin Luther King wanted to include us into the white community. Malcolm X saying, no, we should be completely independent. We should work to be completely independent from them and not depend on them for our stuff. But when the reporters were questioning them, because I think, yeah, when they could question them about the other group and stuff like that, they both stayed on code enough to say, I have no issues with the other man. We just have different ideas on how to better our community. And so, and I don't see, and that's it. And they kept it at that. They didn't let them try to divide them on their differences. And the time before that, with let me see, WEB, I keep want to say Web Du Bois, WEB Du Bois, and oh, okay, I'm trying to think, Booker T. Washington. They had different points of view on how to better their community.
Right. It
But
is.
in the beginning, they didn't let the division, their different points of view, divide them. But I think over time they did, and that's how we ended up with two groups of black people. Not two groups, but two, ideological. It became like a little gulf between them, you know. But in the beginning, they were together. They were, they just disagree on how to do it, but they were that we need to better our community. Mhm. Or better our status in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both men weren't wrong. They just had different things that different ways they thought that it could be done.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe, and in my personal opinion, I believe Martin Luther King was wrong. But that's just my opinion because I'm not
Hmm.
saying it's a fact, but in my opinion, I think Malcolm was right, Martin was wrong. I
Yeah.
believe that. I believe that. I believe that we're doing what Martin. I believe that we're doing what Martin Luther King wanted us to do: hold hands and love white folk and integrate. Right? We're doing that. Look where it's got us. But
Hmm.
Malcolm said, "Do for yourself, protect black women and all that."
Hmm.
Right? So if we're listening to Malcolm,
Now, this is the weirdest thing. towards the end of both of their lives, I don't know if I could, whether we can believe the book or not. Martin Luther King starts seeing that he made a mistake, but he was killed before he can turn those things around. You know, he started seeing that, there's a phrase in there that they quote that he felt that he took his people into a burning building. And I know people who some elders who grew up around that time. They said we made a huge mistake. You know that this inclusive was a huge mistake. And as far as the one that had talked to me about it, she said it wasn't supposed to be inclusion. It was supposed to get them to do right. If you're not going to do right and be equal with the schooling and equal with all this, with everything else, then you might as well put them all together, because it ain't separate but equal. It's just separate. And um and so it's either to make them do right. They had the separate facilities and stuff like that. Make them equal. Separate schools, make them equal. But they weren't doing that. They weren't being equal. Or let the black folks money go to the black schools and let the white folks money go to the white school. But what they had was both the black and white folks going to white school. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Now, Malcolm X, if it's to be believed, at the end of his book, he was starting to reverse himself and was starting to think about inclusiveness. After he came from his pilgrimage, but he was killed before he could talk about that more. So eventually, each side saw the other side's point of view and thought that other side might be right. What do you think of that? Razi, you still there?
Yeah. I need you to repeat that again.
The whole thing? The whole
Nah,
thing?
I got lost. I got lost, man.
Okay, well, yeah. Okay, I guess. Okay. Martin Luther King, towards the end of his life, start realizing that he made a mistake with this inclusiveness.
Right.
And he started thinking, that he brought his people in a burning building. That it's not work. This is gonna hurt them or kill them or whatever. And he started thinking that Malcolm X side of it was right, but he got killed.
Right.
Malcolm X, after Miss Pilgrim, he started seeing Malcolm's way as as a better way, but he also got killed before he could do anything about it.
Excuse me.
Uh huh.
What if you could close the door for me? What if you could close the door for me? Yeah. Now he did change. Name
Mm-hmm.
Frank. He did. Now keep going with your question.
Okay. All right. So, okay. You know what? Okay. My question is that if we concentrate on our goals and be united and put our differences aside, we eventually will be able to see the other person's side of things, you know, or we won't hold it against each other. We're not there yet. We too caught up in our differences to ignore the thing that we have in common.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. We are too caught up. Right. And that's a problem that and that's what I see, and that's what I said before, right? And see this is where Malcolm X and Martin Luther King messed up at,
Hmm.
right? At the end of the day, they wanted the same thing, right? freedom for black people. That was the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they let their petty differences. I don't know if they weren't enemies, right? But they should have united. They should have united. Like they should have united on site because they was all for black people, right? Now
Mm-hmm.
I can understand why Malcolm had that mentality
Mm-hmm.
because if a person is preaching nonviolence when it comes to see,
It's that nonviolence thing. Okay,
yeah,
when
see,
Malcolm started, he couldn't understand how you gonna be nonviolent with a group of people who are very violent towards you. I think he even had a sermon about that.
and you know what? I would have did this. I would have said that if I was Malcolm, I would have said if I was back then, I would have said the same thing. So, but I would have said the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. So, mm,
But it was believed the reason why they were both killed because I think Malcolm and MLK was supposed to meet further
right.
along. They was going to meet and they was going to have a honest discussion between the two of them without cameras and all this and their different groups um, uh, having a say in what they were going to talk about. Hmm.
Right.
Yeah. And it's believed that if those two men had came together and joined up, that black people would have been unstoppable because we were in two groups. There was those that agreed with Malcolm, and there was those who agreed with Martin Luther King. And if those two groups come together, we would be a force to reckon with.
And you know what, man? And that incident just shows today, man. It just shows me um that we don't have to agree on everything as
Mm-hmm.
long as we are about black power and freedom and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that matters. Right? So Malcolm and Martin should have united based off that. You feel what I'm saying? So they both wanted freedom, and that's all that really matters. All
Mm-hmm.
the other stuff, um, is just secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they should have united off that.
Yeah.
They should. You know what they should have did instead of going into what they should have did was first talk to each other first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They should have first talk to each other first, behind closed doors, and talked it out about the whole situation. Right. Because what Martin did. No, I didn't. I didn't like what Martin did. I don't like Martin pushing that integration, nonviolence
Mm-hmm.
thing. So they should have came together, man. Because at the end of the day, they was on the same team. They was on the same team. They was both fighting for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if we're on the same team, then we gotta put the differences to the side for the betterment of the community. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, but we got even longer haul because back then, our black folks was in two groups. Now we got groups within groups within groups. Hebrew
Right.
Israelites got millions of groups. The Christian, okay, I'm Baptist. The Baptists got millions of different groups of preachers. They're not all in agreement with each other. And then if
Right.
you just the religions aspect alone, there's division within the individual religious group, and you can't unite with the group that's part of your group. Like the black Baptists cannot unite as Baptists, and they divided in the Baptists, and you got all these other. How are we going to get together? So we gotta somehow find a way to get all the Hebrew Israelites on one page, all the Baptists on one page, all the Catholics on one page, all the wait, I'm trying to think of all the different religions, but we know that we know. Apostolic in one. Oh, shucks. I only heard of apostolic around here. I haven't heard of it in any other places. But all these different religious groups. And then we got to get those that ain't part of the religious group, but they're in their different little cliques together.
Right.
See why you say we should just concentrate on the younger generation, get them all all set in of the right mindsets and critical thinking and all this other stuff, because you got we got too many people old and set in their ways.
Yeah. I said that earlier, actually.
Yeah, I see
Yeah,
why you do that.
I said that.
Oh,
So,
hey Max, you back?
Yeah, I'm back. I was at the shop. What's up, everybody?
what's good?
Hey,
Now you said, Rosie, you wanted to ask me something?
I don't know. Rise, remember that was a while back.
No, I didn't want to ask anything. You know what I did, but I forgot, man. I was like 45 minutes ago.
Okay.
More like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So what happened with my man?
Oh, he didn't stay long. We did, it wasn't no disagreement because it wasn't no disagreement because he as long as a black man's for the community, that's really all that matters, man. And as long as he say he's for black people, black empowerment, there's really nothing even to disagree with. Really nothing to
Rosie,
argue about, right?
Rosie, you and Dame are kind of one of the same.
Oh, you say that?
You see, both of y'all love your people, right?
Right.
But neither one of y'all are willing to make the decision that needs to be made in order to protect your people.
Right.
Okay.
So both of y'all think that these certain kinds of black people can be saved and that they should work with us. Let me explain something to you. Once somebody turn on you and join the other side, it should never be allowed back. It should never be allowed back around you. It's kind of like this here. You got two tigers, but you got two tigers, and you got a leopard, and you take the spots on the leopard and you paint them over, and you put stripes on them like tigers, right? Tiger stripes, and put all three of them together, right? And the leopard has a problem with the other two and gets into the other two, and you're wondering why. Why one tiger is fighting the other two tigers, right? Because even though you painted them over and put tiger stripes on him, he's still a leopard. You understand?
Okay. Right.
He's still a leopard.
Okay.
These guys are weak, man. Their constitutions have been compromised. Once your constitution is compromised, it's over, man. It's over.
Well, let me just say this though. I don't think I'll be trying to, save folk. Me, I have a motto. If you're not, like, if you're a black, damn, that's a lot of background noise. If you're a black woman, if you're a black man, and you say you're not for black people, I don't, then you made your decision, man. Like, I don't be trying to convert people over to my side. Like, if you ain't black first, then you just not black first. Like, I don't be trying to save folks, man. It's just, I be
Like,
trying
I
to get
like what you said. Yo, man, I want to give you some props, man. I like what you said. When that brother said that he don't see any hope, he don't see anything happening at all. He don't see us ever doing anything. I like what you said to that brother, man. That was deep, man. You talked about how you don't believe that we're always going to be in this position. You don't believe that white people are going to always be in their position. At some point, we're going to get our act together. I like that. I like the way you say that.
Right, because I believe that I don't believe this is permanent. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think this is permanent. Because there was a time where white people didn't have anything. Well,
Mhm.
they was, well, they was like destitute. Europe wasn't always Europe the way it is now. It was times where they was dead poor. Like they was warring with each other. They was killing each other like people say we kill each other. Right? They didn't have nothing. Right? I mean, well, look at where the white people at now. Right? See, thing is, it's like a cycle. It's like civilizations go up and down, up and down. Like it's nothing is like really permanent. Well, civilizations are not really, you know. I don't believe that we're going to stay in this condition. It's going to eventually change. Now, are we going to see it? No, we're not going to see that, man. But it'll change, man.
But
It'll
those guys, they say that. They say, man, I don't see nothing wrong. I see everything going so they can go and swirl.
Yes, they do say they do that. They
Uh,
do that.
they do that so they can go and swirl. They condemn the black community. Oh, the black community is finished. Black people finished. Let me go mess around with Becky's. You
Yeah,
know,
they do that a lot. Yeah, you right.
um, I feel
I
sorry
mean,
for my people, man. This crop of black men really, this a bad crop, man. And like you said, we got to get to the babies.
Mhm.
That's the solution. We got to get to the babies. But right now, once we go after the babies, that's going to be a vicious fight too, because we're going to have to fight homosexuality for them, because they're trying to steal our babies. So we're going to have to get into it with them to get our babies from them.
As long as we make it kids, it's always it is. Yeah, we gotta get to the kids, man.
Uh-huh.
Gotta get to the kids, man. The kids is our
Yeah, but
only hope. The kids is
let
our
me tell
only
y'all
hope.
something. We're not going to, the only way we're going to come out from what we're under is that at some point we're going to have to fight somebody. It just doesn't work any other way. I know some of us are waiting for um, things to magically happen, right? But that's not the way things work. If you look at history, everybody who had their freedom and they had the freedom to build, they fought for it. And yeah, they had casualties, people died, but in the end, it was worth it. Black people are going to have to fight. They got to fight somebody in order to get the freedom that you need to build. You know, if you don't, you're going to be in the same position you're in now. You're going to be
Yeah,
subjugated by somebody else.
yeah, man. Black men expect black men expect a bloodless revolution. A bloodless revolution where
No, it's
there's
not going
no
to happen.
blood drawn.
That's unrealistic. A person like that, a person like that is scared, man. Scared. They're complacent. A lot of black people today, I noticed, they like being under the white man's rule. A lot of black people are very comfortable being under the black man rule. Look at Kevin Samuels. He's 100% comfortable with being ruled by white men. Alpha male strategies. Alan Roger Curry. All of them getting that white money. They're very comfortable with living under the white man's rule. That's why you don't see them making any moves. That's why you don't see them saying anything. They do their little appearances, they get their little paychecks, and they go about their business. You know, and we got to stop. We have to stop being afraid of identifying the people who are working against us. Once you identify who's working against us, got to cut them off, man. Mic check, 1, 2.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Yeah, I
listening.
hear you.
I ain't want to interrupt you. One thing about everybody, it's just if we just, I keep. It's interesting, man. This whole thing is very interesting. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. It's so interesting, man. It's just so interesting. I don't know what is it going to take for black men to see the writing on the wall, man. You
Well,
know, I don't
we
know.
have to. We got to first find some real black men. Guys I've seen lately are just phonies. They fake. They phony. They just here for entertainment. They're not really into no revolution, or they're not into black people. They just want to cut. Let me tell you something. It dawned on me the other day ago, 2 days ago, that some brothers are just on here to call black women all kinds of nasty things. That's all they. That's all they care about. That's all they care about. And they only go in environments that will allow them to do such. That's all they up here for. Is to call a black woman all kinds of names, cuss her out, pick fights with her. That's all that. That's their main reason for being on social media. That's what they up here for. And they go into environments that will allow them to do that situation. And one of the environments that will allow black people to talk like that is RBR Network. When that dude fires up his show, you ought to hear the shit that come on his panel. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it makes his channel, popular because he got these people up there saying all kinds of wicked things and crazy things. You know.
Uh-huh.
I'm just saying, we just gotta. It's a very disappointing situation. As a black man, I never thought I'd see other black men partake in disrespecting and promoting hatred for our black women. I never thought I'd see that, and it wasn't an accident, or it wasn't a fluke, or it was just a figment of my imagination. They actually doubled down on it. And then they spend the rest of their free time dreaming about Becky's and chasing Becky's. So, as far as I'm concerned, so-called black people like that, those are anti-black people, man. And once I label you as anti-black, you're no longer part of the black race. Not, in my opinion. Once I label people anti-black, see, I'm not as kind as Rozzy and Dame. My experience in my old age has allowed me to experience a lot of vicious confrontations with black people, who are extremely evil.
Right. Me, I'm not as well. Listen, well, when it comes to being calm, I'm not as calm as you think I am. I try to be respectful. I really be wanting to cuss these dudes out, but I refrain from doing it. So it's like
No, I think you listen, man. Being kind, that's an admirable trait, bro. That's a good thing. A kind man is an honorable man. You know, you could be kind and still curse a dude out.
Heard that before.
I've done it.
Yo,
Dame would tell you, I've done it several times. Okay, but no, man, don't let your kindness go, man. Keep that. We need kind brothers. We don't have enough of them. These are the type of brothers, man, that could go into the schools and talk to the kids. Kind brothers like yourself, man, to where kids are untrusting now because they're being done wrong too by a lot of grown-ups.
right.
We use brothers like you, man, who are kind. They come in and talk to the kids. We can get the kids' attention with the kindness and talk to the kids so we can help our young generation. Nah, brother, we need brothers like you. No, no. Yeah. Trust me, we need brothers like you, man. Keep that kindness. You know, that's something that we need to rebuild with. But I just think that you and Dame are a little bit too kind, to these vicious, evil black people. These people are vicious and evil, man.
Okay.
Me
Yeah.
personally, I just don't want to be around them. You know what I mean? Like, I think they're like annoying. Like I don't like listen, like when I'm out and about, I'm not cussing black women out. I'm not being mean to black women. When I'm around black women, I just want to laugh, giggle, have fun. I ain't looking to argue, no
I do want to
confrontation.
correct you on something.
Right,
The last time you was up here, you made a statement. I'm not sure if you understood what you were saying,
right.
but we're gonna find out.
Uh-huh.
You said that you didn't treat a man any different than a woman. Why
Mm.
is that?
It all depends what context. Like what context did I say it in?
Well, no. Well, the context here don't matter. Why you don't treat women different than you do men?
Well, I always treated women different than I do men. Because if I treated women the same as I did a man, then I would beat on a woman like I beat on a man. So I do treat women differently. You feel me? So I mean, like I don't like I'm not going to do things like I'm rough with a man. I mean, I'm not rough with no woman. I mean, I think it was probably I think I probably worded it wrong, or it was probably a misunderstanding. Like if a woman hit me, I'm not going to hit her back. If a man hit me, I'm going to hit him back. You know what I mean? Like so I probably worded it wrong, or it's probably like some misunderstanding or something. Because I ain't never treated no woman like I treated a man. I mean, Lord have mercy. I don't remember me doing that, man. I can't remember me treating a woman like a man. Matter of fact, I push back against men who treat women like men. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you should be softer on a woman than you do a man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, a woman, that's a woman is more delicate and more is like more um fragile physically and emotionally. I don't know if women are more fragile emotionally. I don't know, but they're more fragile physically and in other ways they're more fragile. So I'm not going to treat no woman like I've never like me personally. I just never treated women like I do men. Like I've been on this planet for 29 years. I never treated women like I do the boys. Like me, I played when I was growing up. I used to play fight with the boys and punch them in the chest and wrestle them. I ain't never do that with no woman. You feel me? Like, uh,
Right. It's just that we have to be careful with playing this semantic game, right?
Right.
Because words have meanings for a reason. If you don't treat a woman any different than you treat a man, then either you're some kind of closet homosexual or you're a physical abuser. You're going to be a physical abusive to that woman because if you hit a man in the face, you hit her in the face too.
Right.
Right? And so some sisters have heard this and wanted me to address that. No, there's a clear difference between men and women. You do not treat them both the same way. A woman comes with a whole new set of rules that you have to work with and abide by in order to communicate with her effectively and get along with her effectively. Okay? She
Right.
comes with a different set of rules. All right?
Right.
So we have to keep in mind. I was just wondering, that's all, because I heard you say that, and I was wondering if you knew what you were saying at the time.
Man, there's a difference between men and women, and
Of course, there's a huge difference, bro.
right, women need to be protected by men, but I wouldn't
Okay, well, let me
like okay, like for
check this
example,
out. Check this out. Why do you think women need to be protected? Your mama needed to be protected. My mother needed to be protected. When
right,
when when when, when our mothers were pregnant with us, and and we were in the womb, right? Our mothers needed protection
right,
in order
right,
to successfully bring us into this world and then nurture us so that we won't die and take care of us. She need protection for all of that. So I
right.
don't understand why shouldn't the woman get protection? What is the problem with the protection?
These do okay. These dudes have a problem with protection. Is because they're bitter, man. That's just what it is. Bitter. It's like
All right,
bitter.
well we okay. We know what we got to do. Then we got to roll them over, and get them up out of here. But we ain't got time to be sympathizing or crying a river over some bitter dudes who aren't mentally strong enough to get over their past. We don't have time for that. We got kids to save. Our society is messed up. We got too much work to do.
Right.
Ain't got time for no grown ass man who's still mad about little Kathy gave him a wedgie back in the third grade. All right? I
Yeah.
don't have time for that. We got big things we doing. We got bigger fish to fry. You know.
Yeah, true that. Because I always say, man, I don't want to be around these dudes, man. You know what I mean? But I'm just trying to, just you ask these questions, but why these men are like this, and these men are like this because they just got problems, man. They jaded, man. They so hurt, man. They so traumatized, man.
Right, but you
I don't I
see,
don't I don't I don't I don't fuck with them. Like I don't like these niggas.
yeah, but you see, they coming up here looking for us to be babysitters, looking for us to pat them on the head like, no, no, it's gonna be all right. Man, let me tell you something, man. The world is on hard. You either deal with the environment or you get ran over by the environment. That's the way it's happening. That's the way it's gonna go. Ain't nothing going down in between. And so we're not about to. I'm not about to sit up here and become some kind of father figure to young brothers, right, who don't want to change. It's one thing if you're saying all these things and you are confused and you're looking for a change, you're looking for some help. But then when you come up here and you really have no intentions on changing, I can't help you.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, man. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, well, we have to make it what it is. And, we have to, as black men like yourself, right, and myself who care, right,
Right.
we have to start talking to the other brothers who care. Say, hey, look, man, it's time to get off the sideline, converge in the community, and start building things to keep out this riffraff.
Right.
Because eventually that's going to be a confrontation too. Unless some of those brothers just decide to give up and say, okay, black folks are doing something right now, so let me become involved. Other than that, it's gonna be an issue.
We all got to do something. Me too, man. It goes for me too. I got to get up. I got to get my life together so I can do something. I
Uh,
got to get, I got to get part of the community myself,
yeah,
bro.
let me ask you a question, man. How's your health?
Bad. I mean, well, it's getting better though. It's getting
Well, we
better.
got
But
some. We got something that may be able to help you, bro.
are you talking about that challenge that what was that thing that?
Something like that. More the line of really powerful herbs
Oh,
that can
okay,
pretty much rid the body of diseases.
okay. Where do I
Okay.
get stuff at?
What we want to do, we don't want to talk about it on the air. We'd rather talk to you in the back chat about it.
Okay.
Okay, so aren't you still a member of our Discord? Dang.
Yes, but I will have
Yes,
to
he's
get
been
back
there
on it.
twice.
Okay, you still a member of our Discord? Rozzy, yeah, all you got to do is sign on to your Discord. You're still a member of our Discord.
And okay, okay.
All right, we can holler at you back there, Abby. Um, we could talk about the master herbalist and the kind of herbs and whatnot. I tell you what, I'm using one right now, and dude, since I've been on it for 21 days. I done lost like nearly 10 pounds. All my pains went away. You know what I'm saying? Like it kills like joint pain. It kills arthritis because it kills all of the free radicals in your body that causes joint pain. Yo, my energy is through the roof. And it just kills infections in your body. Even diabetes, it just kills it.
Mm,
And it burns your fat too. Okay?
mm.
Yeah,
Well,
we got
I need something like that's going to help me with
all
that's
right.
going to help me with my energy and all that.
Okay, what you need to do is come to our Discord because we in there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll hook you up with Abby and she'll counsel you. You can talk to her,
Okay.
right? And then we'll bring a master herbalist in from Africa, talk to you, and they'll hook you up with a from the conversation. They'll know what kind of herbs to prepare for you.
Okay.
These powerful herbs, brother. They powerful, man. Yeah. But like I said, we don't want to. You're part of the Discord. Trust me. Come on in, man, and we'll take care of you.
All right.
All right. With
Well,
that being said, y'all, we're gonna get off of here for the night. It's late. Want to thank everybody for coming out. Dang, get that stoner queued up.
All right.
I
Yeah,
almost
Rozzy,
fell
just
asleep on. I almost fell asleep on Dame Frankie earlier.
yeah, yeah. But we be in Discord all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? You're part of Discord. Then come on and hang out with us. We're always in Discord chilling, man. You
Right.
know, and but come in there either tonight, tomorrow, whenever you feel
What,
comfortable coming
let me
in.
ask you something.
Uh huh.
What are some of the things you could do on Discord?
Um, I don't know. I just be on there asleep half the time while you're talking. Dame is,
Mhm.
yeah, Dame is the one that be messing with the bots and doing all kinds of other things.
What do
So
you do
she could
on this?
probably,
Yeah,
so
Dame
she could
Frankie.
probably
What do you
tell you
do?
better than that.
We chat, we voice talk. We can listen to music through one of the music bots. It'll play YouTube, Spotify, I think SoundCloud, um, and playlists from those two areas. Um, well, we can share the screen and watch movies. We have done that. We play
Play
games,
games?
watch each other games, or participate. Um,
Okay.
it's more like we play games in there. It's more like we share the screen as we're playing the games. for those that just want to see how to play a particular game, or see how we take a look at the game that we're talking about. So see if they'd be interested in playing. Hmm.
And right, and we don't want to put all the information out right here because people we'd rather talk to you back chatting. We'll trust me. We got something for you, my brother.
Hmm.
All right, we got something for you. You know, and take away all those elements. All right, everybody, we're going to and Razi. If you don't have Discord, just reach out to Dane. But I believe you're still in there. I remember seeing your name, but you're part of our Discord already. All you gotta do is just sign in. You know what I'm saying? And then come on into the server. All right,
Hmm.
but y'all, we get ready to get out of here. Thank y'all for supporting tonight. Dan, you got that stoner queued up.
Yeah, I got it queued up.
All right, everybody, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. It was an impromptu gangster talk. Just wanted to get some things out there. Thanks to my brother Roger for coming up. Thanks for the
Right.
brother online community, whatever the hell his name was.
Off
Thank
the
him.
community.
Yeah.
Off the community.
And yeah, and people, listen, we don't have a problem with you coming up here in opposition. We don't have a problem with that. We never had a problem with that. We just got a problem with the disrespect. But if you come up here and you keep it respectful and you say your piece and you want to have a cordial conversation, we do that with you all day long. We may not agree with you at the end of the day, but we can see what would have been agreeable and what would I don't know. I lost my chain of thought. That means I'm tired. All right, then you got that queued up. Damn. All right, y'all.
All right, man. Peace.
All right.
That's proud, man.
Hey,
All
this is
right,
Stone.
Rozzy.
All right,
And
bro.
don't forget, Rozzy, come in the Discord.
All right.
All right, peace, power, unity, everybody.
On my wrist just like a bus. I just put 10,000 on my bitch just like a bus. I just bus. I'm a motherfucker. I just put a like a boss. Feel like